think we're live. Hello, everyone. Or hello, one.
Hello, one.
Yeah. Oh, two.
Two?
Brandon.
Closing it.
Welcome back to the 86 Club, everybody. It's good to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I can only reach you.
Cheers, buggies.
Me, that's for both of us.
Thank you. Alright.
Little mini horn.
Let's do a little bit of catching up.
Well, if you want the wiggles, we've got our orange chillo.
We don't need any of that nonsense.
Oh, do we need a towel? No, we don't need a towel. Do we?
We got through we accomplished a lot last time. So the last time the 86 Club got together, you all finished clearing out the Cragmaw Castle.
3-1.
You had finally found Gundren Rockseeker, nearly killed him, but managed not to. So rescued Gundren, cleared out the rest of Cragmaw Castle, and agreed to retake Wave Echo Cave and help hopefully track down and save Gundren's brothers for a 20% cut of whatever profits his future mining operation would turn. You decided to escort him and ride off back to the town of Phandelver. On your way there, parted ways with your owlbear companion, Barbara, leaving her behind in the Neverwinter Woods to return to probably her own owlbear family and owlbear things. Upon returning to Phandelver, you discovered that Jarno Albrecht, also known as the Glassstaff, who you had entrusted to the care and oversight of the townmaster and Sildar Hallwinter, had been broken out of the kind of meager cell in the townmaster's hall. This was by no means Alcatraz. It was some old iron bars in a wooden building. Did a tiny bit of investigating with your wolf companion acting as a bit of a hound dog to the best of his abilities. He was able to follow the trail for a portion of the way, getting you as far as the Line Shield Coster, which was a bit of a surprise, realizing that the Glassstaff's trail led you a mere block and a half away to what appeared to be, from the outside anyways, a reputable business in the town of Phandelver, a place you had done business yourselves previously with Lenine, the proprietor. You all decided to break in and found that it was armed and trapped in ways that betrayed perhaps more nefarious goings-on in the building than you might have once thought, or at least a higher level of security than you had imagined were in place for a place that sold weapons and arms in a small backwoods kind of town. Was also apparently magically alarmed because Lenine eventually found you in the act, essentially. Almost caught you kind of red-handed after you managed to pilfer a few of her magical items, including, but not limited to, a bag of holding.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember these things.
Broken into when we got there.
Those things almost seemed, in hindsight, almost a little too easy to take, as they were left in what was essentially just a glass case. She scared you off to the best of her abilities. There was just a small kind of brief altercation, a little bit of a shouting match. It did not turn to violence. You all eventually left and returned to the Stonehill Inn to have a few drinks and to turn in for the night. You had all had rooms procured by, I think, Gundren and Sildar for you, and so you all turned in for the evening. Or so you thought. So the rest of you still think, in fact, except for RIE, who had snuck off after the rest of you all got quite drunk. RIE returned to the Line Shield Coster in the middle of the night after you were all fast asleep upstairs at the Stonehill Inn, and had a brief conversation with Lenine wherein she learned some pretty secretive, more in-depth information about the whereabouts of the glass staff. This is, I think, still only known to you, correct, Ari?
Correct.
Okay. So it is only Ari that currently knows that Lenine is an agent of the Zentarum, a thieves guild organization of sorts, a criminal network, essentially, that operates throughout the realm. They extracted the glass staff with the intent of interrogating him for further information regarding quote-unquote artifacts. She didn't specify exactly what items they were looking for or why. She just said they had him moved to Baldur's Gate, where their specialists, her associates, were hoping to get more information out of him. You, I think, ultimately parted ways with her, returned to the Stonehill Inn, got yourself a little bit of rest as well. We need to do a kind of brief flashback here for a moment. Is that rain?
Yeah, it started pouring rain all of a sudden. Sorry. I wanted to make sure it wasn't somebody, like, trying to, like, open the door.
Yeah. I want to do a brief kind of cutback to this moment, because I know we've already kind of carried past this a little bit, but briefly, Revenant and Izelle, would you each make Constitution saving throws with disadvantage, please? Oh man, the bitrate is dropping again.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna get mine on my mobile hotspot. Oh, wait.
I meant to talk to you about that. Possibly buying a router expander.
Yeah, we might have to.
Okay, what am I rolling? This Constitution saving?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw. I'm gonna have to stop mirroring. Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Yeah.
For the both of you.
I am on my mobile hotspot.
Yeah, I can do the same.
Thank you. What did you guys get?
13 total.
16 total.
That was
I'm
with
sorry, 17.
with disadvantage.
12 total.
Okay.
That was with disadvantage.
You said 12. You said what?
13.
13. Okay. Unbeknownst to either of you, you will both have pretty similar nightmares that night in your rooms in the Stonehill Inn. You will most likely the following morning chalk it up to too much to drink, too much odd food, too much travels, too many odd encounters as of late just seeping into your mind. But most of the night spent before you head to Wayback Cave is just fraught with visions of clawing severed hands and dismembered eyes, slithering tentacles reaching out at you from the darkness and grasping onto you and pulling your face in close into nothingness and blackness and just pain in your skull. And you wake up the next morning with what feels like a dull ache, almost kind of like a hangover migraine pain, but you feel it kind of distinctly, kind of like behind your left eye.
Would I have any ideas to if this is something to do with magic, with the Arcana?
No, just feels like
A really weird hangover.
yeah.
with nightmares.
That morning.
Aubrey's also.
Yeah. That morning, you all awoke and determined to see this job to its conclusion and finally head out towards Wayback Cave. Now that you have a map, you know exactly where you're going, and you know you knew it was not far. You had, I believe it was about a day's march excuse me. East into the Sword Mountains. You walked past Tressendar Manor through the foothills. As you were passing through some of the smaller foothills of the Sword Mountains, you noticed above you, midday, mind you, what appeared to be a bright red, like falling star streaking across the sky. Southeast. Can never get my directions correct. Also headed east. Okay, ready?
Found your spot?
Yeah, I think we're good again. Seems to be running at a decent pace now. Alright. The entrance tunnel leads into a large cavern supported by a natural pillar of rock containing 3 stalagmites. In the western part of the cave, behind the column of rock, are 3 bedrolls and a heap of ordinary supplies. Sacks of flour, bags of salt, casks of salted meat, lanterns, flasks of lamp oil, pickaxes, shovels, and other gear. Amid the supplies, you see the body of a dwarf miner, dead for at least a week. The northeastern section of the cavern has collapsed, forming a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep pit. A sturdy hemp rope is tied off around a nearby stalagmite and dangles down the side of the pit, at the bottom of which is a rough-hewn tunnel, heading northwest and east.
Is it dark? Can I see these things?
It is not lit, so unless you have your torch, you cannot.
Guys, do you think it's safe to light a torch and look around?
Can we pull up
why
the
don't
map thing?
I can try, but it might fuck the
Oh, okay.
stream up.
Oh, no, never mind.
No, go ahead. I'll have Aubrey connect to my phone also.
It's okay.
what if
Aubrey, will you connect your iPad to my
I want to
phone?
cast Augury?
Okay.
Connect your iPad to my phone, please. Thank you.
Can you read me the details of Augury again?
Yeah. By casting gem inlaid sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying out ornate cards, or employing some other divining tool, you receive an omen of otherworldly entity about the results of specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The DM chooses from the following possible omens: wheel, woe, wheel and woe, or nothing. Wheel is for good, woe is for bad. Wheel and woe is both good and bad. Nothing is nothing especially good and bad. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting the additional spells of loss or the loss or gain of companion. If you cast the spell 2 or more times before completing your long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading. The DM makes the roll in secret.
See, I almost can't tell if that's inside or outside.
That?
Yeah. Because you do hear the chimes outside.
Alright, so that's you guys entering that cave space with the stalagmites. Let me zoom like that. Let me do this.
Can you actually turn that switch off? It's glaring on the TV.
Okay, there's that little pit that I described.
Thank you. Can you still see? You guys are still good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so bonnet cards, blah 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 blah. Let's see here.
What? Tattooed
And
You're thinking.
That's how I think of those cards, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking cool. The designs are so badass.
Okay, so what are you describing as your specific course of action in the next 30 minutes?
Moving down the cave.
Which direction? Because you've got multiple options. That's pretty general. You need to be a little bit more specific.
So there was a deep pit with a rope leading down. There was a pathway leading
East and west, right?
right.
Yeah, so I can ping on this thing now. So there is.
Well, can you point to it?
I can ping it. You see that
Oh, yeah.
blue dot?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
northwest, and that's the east.
Okay, so those are the two entrances
Yeah.
where you go down the hole.
Yeah, so you got to drop down into the pit, and then you can head either direction out of that pit, ostensibly. But up where you're at currently, on this upper layer here, is off to the side a whole bunch of mining supplies and the dead body of a dwarven miner.
Yeah, did you guys point that out to me?
Yes, I let you know.
We should see how he died.
Okay. You can make an investigation check if you'd like.
Well, I need somebody to help me because I can't actually see anything. Or can I light a torch? Does it seem
Alright.
safe to light a torch?
I'll help you investigate.
And moving down the hemp rope, heading towards. I wouldn't know that there's directions down there though.
You guys can walk around enough to be able to. I mean, yeah. I'm describing what you're able to see if you walk around this whole space a little bit. So, yeah, you would know that there's two possible routes to go from up there.
Okay, heading northeast or northwest.
Northwest. Okay. All right, then you draw your first card, and it is the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, let's see here. I can open this camera up so that they can see this, whoever is watching.
You want to put him a little bit more in the front too.
Well, he's gonna open the camera better view.
Okay. Your first card is the 10 of Pentacles. Let's see. Go ahead. Actually, why don't you just draw the next two straight off the top while I look them up.
9 of Pentacles.
I swear I just fucking...
You
I
had.
just shuffled these, yeah.
Yeah,
This
you
happened.
pulled all pentacles last
The
time.
8 of Pentacles.
They're shuffled. I guarantee you these are random. These are not in order.
No, I know, but it's hilarious because last time he pulled cards,
They were all pentacles.
They were all pentacles last time.
Unless someone is going in here and organizing all of my cards. But I literally just now shuffled them, too. Okay. Well,
That's pretty wild.
Brandon needs to find a new spell to use because it always ends up the same.
The game knows. It's self-aware.
The game has augury too.
Yeah.
okay.
Should I turn the light up a little bit?
You can. It's just
Where?
Here, put the little
What
lamp
if I
on.
angle the TV?
The little no, you're fine. The little lamp won't create. It'll give you light, but not create whatchamacallit.
What the fuck? That tastes just like a mango.
Yeah.
Look, I took a bite out of one. That's crazy.
It's a push button.
Oh.
It pushes one way or the other. Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
So,
that one light was
as
still gonna give
you...
me a migraine.
This is instantaneous, right? And you're visited by a spirit. As you cast the spell, the spirit of a long dead gnomish craftsman, comes to you. And only you, and only in your mind, speaks to you these words. Your success will come at the cost of all that truly matters. Sacrificing everything, family, friends, love, all for nothing. Your destruction will be of your personal legacy or reputation. Your result is wheel and woe.
Which is good and bad, right?
Yeah.
Back to the investigation check.
Yeah, what'd you get?
So I'm assuming I'm not rolling with disadvantage because I had somebody help me, but I'm assuming I'm not rolling with advantage because I couldn't really see. So I got an 18, and my investigation is 0, so just 18 total.
Okay.
So I was investigating the dwarf's body to see if we could figure out how it died. Like, was it stabbed to death? Did it die of starvation?
I
I mean, I can't imagine it died of starvation. There's food supplies right here. Although not everybody knows how to cook.
I'm still learning.
Same. I just asked Nick to make me recipes.
He was beaten to death. You can tell by the marks on his body. He's covered in bruises, scrapes, bashes. He just looks like he was bludgeoned to death. He's kind of... Again, he's been dead for at least a week, so he's already starting to kind of...
Did it look like he was dragged here, or does it look like he was beaten here?
It appears to have died roughly in this position, in this spot.
Right here.
Yeah. While you're getting a close look at him, like I said, he's been here for a while, so he's already starting to look like decomposition has begun. Some things have already started to attack his body. That being said, his boots are in pretty good condition. Like, better than the rest of his clothes. They stand out as almost being too nice compared to the rest of the state of his body.
I would like to check out his boots. Do they seem to fit my feet? How do my shoes feel?
His feet are roughly similar size to yours, not that it would necessarily matter. As you look at them closely, they appear to you to be somewhat magically imbued.
Boots of swiftness.
I would like to put the boots on, and I'm gonna ask Rona, hey, look at these. Do you know what these are? And I show him the boots.
Would I have an idea?
Do you have the identify spell prepared?
I do not.
You might not be able to tell specifically, but why don't you make an Arcana check and see if you have any kind of frame of reference for what magic boots might do or what they might be able to do.
It'll be a 9 total.
I mean, as a wizard, you understand that people, when imbuing boots with magical properties, it tends to be for things like speed and or jumping and or climbing or physical things that you can't typically do without assistance that relate to your feet. So you gather they probably have one of those properties. He couldn't tell which.
I don't know. They look magical of sorts. Why don't you run across, give a jump, and see what happens?
IRL. As a wizard, you might want to ask if you have to attune to them first, because usually magic items.
You would all probably know that.
Okay.
All of you would probably.
So if they're magic,
kind of know that.
I wonder how long I'd have to wear them.
Like 30 minutes?
It's a short rest.
Yeah, short rest.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're pretty rested. I'm just gonna... Well, are we gonna hang out in this room for a while? Can I check on these? Or...
I think we should head
continue
down
to
the
move
cave.
on?
There's two ways we can go. I think the northeast or northwest entrance is going to be the best route.
Okay. So I'll keep wearing the boots. and I'll just check on attuning to them later.
Okay.
Remember.
I'm just gonna take the pickaxe with me.
Okay.
Do we have enough food rations? We can gather as many food rations. Oh, we have this nice bag of holding. What else would you guys like to put in here? An axe? Is there
That's
any
true.
gold? Any potions?
Yeah, I'd like to sniff around all the equipment and whatnot and see what's available.
Yeah, flour, salt, salted meat, lanterns, lamp oil. If you wanted
Salted
a light,
meat is good.
No.
if you wanted a light source that was less obvious than a torch, you could take one of those lanterns and throw some cloth over it, make like a hooded lantern.
Okay. Yeah, take a lantern.
How long does a lantern last? Like the oil in it? Does it run out?
Yeah, it would eventually.
Okay, so
Is raiding with a party
So I can put a
success?
couple lanterns.
Welcome, raiders.
So I can put a couple lanterns in my bag
Yeah.
of holding, and I'll just hold one with a light cloth.
I like coffee.
Yeah.
A slightly dark cloth over it so that it shows light, but not
And there's backup
bright light.
oil and stuff.
Back up let's
So-
Yeah,
you
we're
can
gonna
kinda
put all
keep it
that
burning for a while.
in the bag of holding.
Cool.
Any cool weapons that Revenant might find that we need to stick in there?
No, mostly mining gear. So pickaxes, shovels. There is some extra rope laying about.
Rope is always good.
Yeah, definitely take the rope.
And a couple of small, like, brushes and things of that nature.
Brush, like hair brushes, or
No,
mining.
for like, yeah, more excavating, digging, like clearing away
Okay,
dust
yeah.
and dirt.
Rope.
debris
Okay,
and
we'll
stuff
take
like
some
that.
of those. Rope, brushes.
Your
Does anybody have a pickaxe at all?
You have the bag of holding, right?
Yeah.
I just took the pickaxe.
Okay. Are you gonna carry it, or should we put it in the bag? I know you're probably not hindered yet, but just carry. Well,
Sorry.
Not again. Not again.
Not this shit again. You're too old for this shit.
Actually, I'll just keep it in
Encumbered?
my inventory. But I also
Yeah.
have a hooded lantern in my inventory if we need
Fallout, baby.
multiple light sources.
okay. Pickaxe. What did we say? Lamp oil. Because we have to remember
I'm so
what these
sorry.
things are to be able to pull them back out of the bag. So you have to
Correct.
remember what's in there. Lamp oil, rope, brushes, pickaxe.
Something you might want to do later, not to distract you now while you're writing this down,
But
but
create a bag of holding inventory.
yeah, in D&D Beyond, because you should be able to do it in D&D Beyond, and you should be able to add
I sure
all the items
can.
to that. Yeah.
There's a shovel too.
Shovel.
Yes.
Good call. Shovel. I don't know how to add something in there. I'll have to figure that. Anyways, yeah, I figured it out. Okay. So lanterns, shovel, rope.
Pretty much everything. You guys grabbed just about everything?
Yeah, like any extra food rations.
Mostly salted meat. There's a cask full of, like, actual flour and a couple of, like, 25-pound sacks of salt, but I'm not sure you guys
Yeah,
really
no,
lug
the
that shit
salted
around with
meat
you.
is probably the best because it's it'll last a long time. It's edible. Like I'm thinking, like it's like jerky.
It's basically jerky, yeah.
Some cured meat.
What kind of jerky? Not sure, but
Goblin.
technically edible jerky.
Could be beholder. Could be dragon.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
Displacer.
Wolfie will love
Owl
to know.
bear. Oh.
Barbara.
Oh no, it definitely wouldn't be Barbara.
You don't want to eat predators, actually. It's a good way to get parasites.
Predators.
Yeah.
So you'd rather be. Got it.
Yeah, you want to eat, like, herbivores.
So no sharks?
Unless you want parasites.
Worth it.
Potentially worth it.
Potentially.
You're more. Yeah, apparently more likely. Okay.
So after you gather up all your stuff, you guys are stood atop, what did I say it was about 20 feet up?
I believe so.
Stalagmite, we're going up? Down. I thought we're going... There's
You are up. You need to go down.
Down into the pit.
Do we need... I'm sorry. How does the condition of the rope look? The hemp rope.
It actually looks fine.
Cool. Let's go down the road.
Let's go.
But scared of what's on the other side of the...
So, because I'm the heaviest, I should probably go last in case I accidentally break the rope.
Okay.
Because I'm a pretty heavy portal.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Well,
who's leading the way? Alright. Okay.
go down first.
Alright.
Is it far?
How is Wolfie gonna get down?
Well, I probably would carry him on my shell or something.
It's about 20 feet down.
Again, another reason why I should go last, because I'm going to weigh the most.
So it takes a few minutes, but as long as you guys are using the rope, it's actually relatively easy to get down. This is not a deep pit, so going down with the rope, pretty easy. Say it takes you a total of like 5 to 8 minutes or so for all of you to get down. And you all do so just fine. No pain, no damage, no problem. Did you determine which way you're going to head now, though? Northwest or east?
I'm pretty sure he said northwest, right?
Northwest.
You casted augury.
I
You
cast
do
it,
wanna-
yeah.
you didn't-
I want to head towards the northwest.
All right.
So we're heading northwest, but we're now underground. Like we're in the cave.
Yeah, so you're already technically at this point in the mountain underground. There's, you know, already kind of feeling the crushing weight of tons and tons and tons of rock above you. You're just heading a little bit further, a little bit deeper. I'm going to move the map a bit, if I can, for you guys to see in a way that makes some sense. We might lose the title and the legend, but this will be easier.
Can I see anything down there with my dark vision?
Make an investigation check, and I will show you a little bit of what is around you.
9 total.
Okay, so as you guys take the northwest passage, you find yourselves working your way into what appear to be mining tunnels of sorts. This area consists of numerous intersecting passages. The ceilings here are only about 6 feet high, and several of the passages end in partially excavated rock faces. So as you turn one corner, you find, oh, dead end. You look another way, that ends in a dead end. It almost kind of feels like a maze at a certain point because you're just looking around, and some of these halls are nicely finely carved. Like I said, they're kind of short. You get it. This was dug by dwarven miners centuries ago, so it was built to their height and size, stature, whatever. But wherever a vein ended, that's where the tunnel, the hallway, whatever, ends, and they just left it rough, crumbly, whatnot. So this kind of starts to expand out in a web away from you a little bit, heading north. Well, ish, just away from you to the north.
Right, what do you see?
See, these are mining tunnels down here. There's quite a few passageways, quite a few dead ends, but I do see a way where we can keep going through.
You all
So
went
it
into
looks
the-
like we have two ways to go.
I can see both.
Okay, they don't have mining attacks. As
Yeah, we have 60 feet, so we can both see the same range right now.
Okay.
Basically, the minus the part where the walls are in front of us. Do you want to take the left entrance or the right? Or should we split up?
We should stick together.
I don't think it's wise that we split up.
Thank
now.
God. Okay.
don't want to split up?
No.
No.
Sticking with.
Just kidding.
Let's
Like
just.
Zoink Scoob. Let's split up, gang. I'll take Daphne. I bet you will, Fred.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
You guys want to just continue north towards the most open hallway that we can see?
So the left side.
Yes.
Okay.
I said continue north towards whatever's the most open.
Yeah.
So does that mean you want to head in? Oops, forgot which is tab.
The
This
wall.
direction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then I will do this. Open up some more of that. It does carry on further north. And you guys are gonna just follow that up that direction? Nope, not that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Same marching order?
Same marching order.
I don't know where the grid is.
Were any of you carrying that lantern with a cloth over it?
Yes, I was.
Where is Wolfie in your marching order? I know I don't have him up on the map here, but
So he's probably gonna be in the middle next to me since I can't see very well. So who's first?
He'll be, like,
Is our
ahead of you?
RIE still first? So it'll be RIE, then Wolfie, me, and then Revenant bringing up the rear since I can't. Well, I guess I can kind of see now that I have my lantern, but that
Yeah,
was
I
kind of
thought
the
you were
original
following
order.
behind.
so Revenant's in the middle or in the back?
I thought I was in the
Back.
middle.
Oh.
I thought Revenant was in the middle
Yeah.
also. Because he's squishy.
That's fine.
Okay.
Super
I can be
squeeze.
in the
So
back
RIE,
with.
Revenant, Wolfie,
So
then
Wolfie, no, Wolfie's probably behind me then, to make sure I don't get lost.
you? Okay.
So RIE, Revenant, Izelle, Wolfie.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wolfie has dark vision, doesn't he? As a wolf?
He has keen senses.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has dark vision necessarily.
Well, I
Maybe he
have
does.
my lantern. You guys are dark visioning ahead of me, so hopefully my lantern's not.
So as you guys are walking single file up this hall, Izelle, you and you'll notice Wolfie suddenly stops behind you. You don't notice it necessarily right away. It takes a few steps before you realize you don't feel his breath on the back of your legs necessarily. Then you turn around and he's just waiting 5-10 feet behind you. And then you look a little more closely, you raise your lantern, and you notice the hair is standing on the back of his neck and on his back. And as you kind of focus on that, you hear a sound coming from behind him, from behind all of you, further down the hall that you just walked up. 20 feet or so off. Just past, your hooded lamp only shows you about 10 feet or so, so it's just past your darkness.
Guys, and I pull on Revenant.
What?
You hear
What?
There's something behind us.
I turn around and look down the hallway.
I snuff my lantern.
You hear a grotesque sound come slithering its way up the hallway.
What the fuck is that?
I snuffed
You
my
can tell
light.
now. Yeah,
Oh.
you put the light out, but you can tell now there's something coming up right directly behind you.
Guys, run!
With my vision, can I see it?
Initiative.
Shit!
Guys, run!
It echoes through the cave.
Yeah.
Shit.
This dice
Oh my god.
blows. I got 6 total.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me set this encounter real fast.
Oh. What do I see behind me?
You see what appears to be a pool of slime
Oh shit.
pulling itself one grotesque pseudopod at a time along the floor in your direction.
We have one of those.
It's just, yeah, we do, and we're about to use it. I just gotta get this all set up first. Do I still have the mini camera? I do, yes.
I
Okay.
dive into it. I'm just kidding.
Not that kind of pool,
Okay.
but almost that kind of pool.
Do you have it? Because I can see one on the counter.
Yes, we have more. We have more than one.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's gonna fit in there. It's not gonna fit in there.
It's too big.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. You can still put it in there and.
It'll work a little better with.
A larger hallway.
Yeah. I gotta like find a better way to organize these pieces for myself.
What about two of these, like double
Fisherman's
these up?
box.
Fisherman's box.
A tackle box.
Tackle box. Oh yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
tackle box.
I'll do it like this. That's a little too wide.
Is this too big?
Yeah. We want it to be about like
God.
this.
Okay, so the slime thing is gigantic.
Pretty big. Okay. And what did we get for initiative?
You said 6,
I got 6 total.
8 total.
6, 8, Zell.
I got an 11 total.
11. Alright. Ochre jelly didn't do great.
What is it called?
It is called an ochre jelly.
Ochre jelly.
Yeah, you can read it on the bottom. It's labeled. And that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I thought there was
It sounds like fire.
ochre jelly. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Alright. This is going to bring us to Izel's turn. You see this thing now pulling itself.
Jesus!
This thing comes dragging itself out of the darkness. All you see is odd, grotesque pseudopods of slime slapping the walls and dragging themselves along the floor as this mound of rolling jelly comes at you. You are up, Izel. And RE is on deck.
Does it look like? Is it a type? Is it a specific element of jelly?
Grip.
Fuck, I like raspberry.
I guess I cast Ensnaring Strike. And I will shoot my... How far away is it? Longbow?
Let's see. If you are about here, 5, 10, 15, it's about 20 feet from you.
Okay. I'm going to set my arrow on fire and shoot it.
Okay, out of your lamp? Like out of your lantern?
Yeah. No, I blew out my lantern. Fuck.
Any other things that you could do to set it on fire?
Well, yeah, I don't really have like a match, but like I assume I can light another. Can I light another?
I mean, you've got like flint and stone, and you've got more lantern oil. It's just gonna take up.
Yeah, no, because my bonus action is using my ensnaring strike.
Okay.
So I'll just shoot it with my longbow and hope for the best,
and
I guess.
ensnaring strike.
Yeah. Longbow +1.
Okay. Let me see here. Go ahead and make your attack roll. I just want to reread ensnaring strike real quick.
Well,
Did that go over? It did.
I gotta roll aggressive.
Try to miss a strength saving throw or be restrained. What'd you get?
So I got a 26.
That
total.
is gonna hit.
Fuck yeah.
See, it was worth it.
Do that with forever. Good together.
And it needs to make a strength saving throw, is that correct?
Yeah, if it hits.
Yeah, you did hit.
Yeah, strength saving throw.
Okay. And what is your spell save DC?
11.
Okay. It rolled a 5 on its strength save, so it fails.
Okay, so I
Is it
roll.
large or large? It is large, so it gets advantage. So it's gonna roll again. Hold on. Still only rolled. What was your DC? 11?
11.
Roll a 12, so it succeeds on the save.
Well, it still takes 9 damage from my arrow.
Okay. So your arrow shoots into this thing, and your ensnaring strike does go off. The vines start to sprout from it. As the arrow passes into the jelly, you can visibly see inside the jelly the vines start to erupt from out of the arrow in it, and starts to tear up the inside of the jelly, and then it just goes shooting straight out the back. A whole massive goop comes with it, and then you watch as like the vines erupt out behind it, like just into the stonework behind the jelly. Damn, I was that close, basically. You literally almost had it.
Try fire, guys!
Any movement from you?
I mean, it's a single file hallway, so no.
Okay. Then, RAE, you're up.
Okay. Try fire. Okay, well. How long does it take to light candle or whatever? I don't know what that.
You can do it with a bonus action.
I just couldn't do it because I wanted to use my bonus action to cast a spell.
Okay, so I hear you say use fire. So I light my lantern. And I'll use my short bow as my other action. So my bonus action will be to light the lantern.
To light it, okay.
I use my short bow, light it on fire, like you attempted to. And I shoot it.
Okay.
Attempt to shoot it. Okay. I have 2 in now. There's another one, but I
Oh,
missed
yes.
them.
Okay. What'd you get?
10 total.
10 total. Does not hit. Your arrow goes chink, chink, chink off of the walls, with the light just kind of bouncing around as you're trying to not hit your allies, essentially, because they're kind of standing in between you and the jelly, right? So you're kind of trying to shoot over and around them. Ceiling, wall, floor, and there's just a burning arrow on the floor there, kind of next to the jelly. So that's action, bonus action, any movement for you?
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. You're up here at the front. That is going to make it Revenant's turn.
Okay. I am. You already know I'm going to cast. So I'm going to use my movement to get next to Wolfie.
You can't be next to him. There's actually only 5 feet.
Oh, shit.
So you guys all need to stay in the same plane. Yeah, the same.
Okay. So.
Like, you guys can move through each other's spaces if you're willing to let each other move through your spaces, but you either have to be
in front
here
of or behind.
or here.
And that puts
Yeah, I
me
need you guys to pretend
right
like
next
this
to him.
isn't here, essentially. Because it's
Okay.
5 foot hall. I just put the bigger tiles out so there was space to put the jelly.
So you can
I'm
be
going to go
between-
ahead and
Oh.
place myself right between Wolfie
Okay.
and the
Ochre jelly.
Ooh.
ochre gel. Ooze.
Which is an ooze, yes.
And I am going to cast Burning Hands
Alright.
at 2nd level.
Burning Hands at 2nd level.
Yes.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. That comes out. That is an 11.
That's good.
Your spell save DC is what, 13?
Correct.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your damage. It is going to take full damage.
I fucking love that. Let's see. 4d6.
Damn.
But wait, there's one. Okay. I also want to make sure I'm using Flames of Phlegothos. So if I roll a 1, I can re-roll that. You can re-roll any one on the fire dice damage as a new roll. Or you can cast. I will also be casting a wreath on myself, or a wreath of flames on myself. They
So that
should-
if you take any damage, the attacker will take fire damage.
Right, and it also gives 30-foot radius of light.
Okay.
Reroll that, motherfucker. 46 of 9 and then 11. That'll be 11 fire damage total. Torque.
11 fire damage. Gotcha. So you step a little bit further into the hall, moving past Azelle, stepping past Wolfie, a little bit kind of stepping over Wolfie also, and then just let loose with burning hands, just flamethrowing this thing, and you see it start to kind of shrivel away from you, watch it kind of shrink before you. It tries to like kind of shift out of the way, but there's nowhere for it to go. It's a large ooze in a small hallway. So you just see parts of it start to sizzle and char and almost kind of like evaporate off into like nothingness as it sizzles away a little bit. Is that it for you?
I'm also going to. Where am I at? Fucking hell. I'm gonna go ahead and take a jab at it with my rapier for my 2-weapon fighting.
Okay.
That will be a 20 total.
Woot.
That'll hit.
And it'll be a 6 total on damage.
And that's piercing, correct?
That is, I believe so. Yes, piercing damage.
Okay. You said 6?
Weak. Dungeon damage.
6 piercing damage. Got it. Alright, so as this thing's sizzling and shriveling and starting to char and crisp at the edges, you just stab straight into it and you pull back out, and there's this like a chunk of goop hanging off the edge of your rapier. That's going to make it the jelly's turn. It's going to sort of stick itself to the wall and then slide itself up to the ceiling. Mind you, this is like a 6 foot by 10 foot hall, so it's or a 6 foot by 6 foot hall, honestly. So it's just adjusted its position. It's still within about the same distance from you, taking up about the same amount of hall. It's just looking down at you instead of looking up at you now. It's going to lash out at you with one of its pseudopods, which is going to be a 14 versus your armor class.
Wait, I was supposed to tell you my reaction. I was going to use... As a reaction, I'm going to use shield for my staff of defense,
Okay.
which will boost my AC up to 17.
Boot.
Okay. So as it lashes out, you draw your staff, cast shield from it, and the pseudopod cracks against it, and then you just watch this grotesque, like hand-shaped, slimy pseudopod slide down your little wall of invisible force as it tries to hit you.
I look at it, and I spit on it.
And the spit just sizzles against its skin.
You're going to have to try harder than that.
Let's see here. Jelly can move through space and use damage. What's squeezing? Blah, 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 blah. That's it for it. Iselle, that brings us to you. Wolfie moves on her turn, so actually Wolfie should have gotten the turn on your turn.
He's probably pretty terrified of an oozy thing coming at him.
Yeah.
So, I want to summon my Drake companion, but I don't think I need an action or a bonus action to do that. I think the first time oh no, I guess it's a bonus action to summon it.
I also want to... Can I let the group know to try not to touch the ooze? Because my spit burned against its...
Yeah, you can say that. It's a free action, basically, to talk. Let's see here.
So I let you guys know that.
You can magically summon the droid that's found on Drake companion, 1 action.
But do I have to use my original bonus action to... No, action to summon it.
It'll take an action to summon it, and then a bonus action to command it.
Okay, so I am going to summon it, but I'm actually going to summon him as acid. I can choose either acid or cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to try acid.
Okay. So you're using an action to summon it, and you're summoning an acid drake, so...
And on my bonus action, I command it to attack the ooze.
Okay. What does this acid drake look like? Any thoughts to how you want it to appear? Mind you, it's flightless.
Yeah, I forget which color the dragons are when they're acid black.
If they're of the chromatic, yeah, then they're black.
So it's a black dragon.
Okay. So it's like a small...
black dragon, small enough to sit on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Cute.
And he doesn't fly. He's just like a little dragon pet.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him to spit acid.
Alright, so your Drake companion can make... Well, it essentially infuses its bite attacks with 1 extra d6 damage of the damage type that you give it to. Because it doesn't have a breath weapon yet either at your current level.
So does it have to roll to attack?
So it will have to roll to attack.
And it gets
and then it'll roll the bite
plus.
damage, and then it'll also roll the acid damage on top of that.
Okay, so to attack.
And I get a +5 to hit, it looks like.
So 15.
Okay. Which will hit. I'm assuming you're telling it to, like, it's got to get right up in melee range, right? So you summon this thing and you command it to go charging in and attack.
Yeah.
So this little, does it appear on your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it scampers down off of her, but it's like hops down, just rushes past you. Suddenly there's just little tiny, like crawling lizard thing. Probably the size of like a...
It's small.
Cute.
I'm trying to think of the name of a lizard, and I can't.
Iguana?
Yeah, like a large iguana, I suppose, but a little chonkier.
Chunky.
A big chonky
Big
iguana.
chunky
Yeah.
iguana. Salamander?
Gila monsters.
No.
Or Gila
Gila
monster,
monster,
yeah,
there you
that's
go.
what I was trying to think of, thank you.
They run like this.
So it runs up and it bites and it hits. So go ahead and roll 1d6 plus 2 for the piercing damage.
So that's 6.
Okay, and then roll another d6 for the acid damage.
1 acid damage.
Okay.
6 piercing, 1 acid.
Okay. You'll find as it's infusing, you can kind of see this, you notice this, you know this, how your
This is
companion
how it
works. It
works.
infuses its attacks with that essence. So you can see acid start to drip from its mouth even as it's charging out for the attack. It's like its teeth are kind of glistening with this acidic substance. As it chomps down into this creature, into the jelly, it takes a big chunk of jelly and just rips it off, but you notice it doesn't seem like the acid has much effect on the jelly.
Not as much as the fire did.
Correct.
I liked the way the fire burnt it and it like disintegrated, and I was wondering if you spit acid at it, if it would disintegrate as well.
Well, that means that
Fire
this
is
is an
the best
acid blob.
damage.
It just
I don't think that's what that means.
your poker face is great.
It's like still
Anything else for your turn?
It is acid. My spirit says it's not taking hardcore acid damage, not much of an effect. Which means I can finally fucking use absorb elements if it can hit me.
Can try. You want me to push
So I
it in
assume
there?
it like goes back on my shoulder after it's done attacking.
Let's see here.
It doesn't really say.
Onto you and around position the defeating. I mean, I think it has a movement speed of about 30 feet for itself.
So it probably ran, attacked, came back to protect
Yeah.
itself.
Right.
So he bites, and after he does his attack, he comes and sits back on my shoulder.
Okay. Are you moving at all yourself? Because you do still have movement left.
I'll back up a little bit and tell Wolfie to come this way.
Okay.
So
you want him
Wolfie
to
and
move,
I will.
Like, okay.
So Wolfie's gonna go back here, and I'm gonna go like this.
Okay.
So we're basically taking up where Revenant was.
Gotcha. All right, then that is going to
And
make
that's
it.
my action and my bonus action. That's Wolfie's action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that will bring us to RAE's turn, and Revenant is on deck.
Perfect. So I can use my sneak attack because Rev is within 5 feet, right?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. Can I light my other weapons on fire, like the rapier spear? Or is it just the bows?
Arrows you can light on fire because you can kind of dip them in oil, and they'll catch on fire. And they're wood, so they'll start to burn themselves even naturally. Some of your other things, you can maybe like dip them in oil and catch them on fire for a brief period of time. Like, are you trying to dip your sword in oil and light it on fire? Is that what you're getting at?
Probably my rapier.
Okay. Yeah, it'll probably only stay lit for the duration of like an attack, but yeah.
Okay. I actually I'm like 5, 10, 15. more than 20 feet away. Alright, wait, I'll stay where I'm at. I will use my spear, attempt to dip it in the oil, set the tip on fire. Using my sneak attack as well.
Okay, so you're throwing your spear, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to take your bonus action to dip it in oil and light it on fire. And then it'll take your action to make the attack. You can still get sneak attack, though.
In that case, I'm gonna move first. I'm gonna move within 5 feet as well.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my rapier instead.
Okay. There's really only... Yeah, you can't be within 5 feet of it because it's Revenant
Oh,
is
yeah.
occupying
Sorry,
that spot.
sorry,
This
sorry.
is
So you give me
a single
10
file hall.
feet.
Yeah.
Unless-
5 feet to use my rapier.
No, because if they switch spots, then
Yeah, they
the
can't really switch
ooze would
spots.
have a
Yeah.
reaction
Reaction.
against you.
Right.
Return. I'll use my spear then.
Okay.
Dip it. Use my bonus action to light the tip on fire.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. So I'm gonna
Why?
two-hand it. 22 total.
That will hit.
I'm gonna do two-handed,
You're throwing it?
right?
It's not
Or is it-
two-handed if you're throwing it.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah. But you are going to get an extra 1d4 fire damage.
Okay.
So you roll 1d6, and you'll roll 1d4, and you can roll 2d6 for your sneak attack damage.
So 3d6, 1d4.
Correct.
Alright.
It's pretty good for one spear throw.
No shit.
3d6.
Rogues are overpowered.
I should
You
have
said-
my...
Yeah.
1d4.
You should do what?
Okay.
Only you.
8 damage. 8 total.
8 total?
Yes.
Wait. Oh, I thought that was a 4.
I would roll.
Two
Multiple
ones.
Well, yeah, so the one on the corner from this angle looked like a 4. I couldn't
You
tell.
rolled 2 ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still pretty solid connection. As this thing is hanging down from the ceiling in this tunnel, you can see it swinging itself closer and closer to Revenant, trying to like reform more of its body, and it starts to try to like take up more and more of the space. This like just weird, like semi-transparent orange goo, and you just hurl your spear straight into it. And as the flame passes through it, as the spear passes through it, you just watch it sizzle and char, and a big section of this goop just drops off and falls to the floor, and then just kind of melts into a puddle at your feet, basically.
Ugh. Disgusting.
And that's going to make it your turn, Revenant.
God damn right. How does it look?
It's hard to tell when it's a jelly because there's no face, there's no limbs. It is a little charred. It's a little diminished in size. It doesn't respond. It doesn't seem to have any like form of sentience, right? So it's still just dangling there, jiggling, like the Jello. Yes.
Take notes of the attacks of it.
I'll do my best. Okay, so it's Revenant's turn.
Yes. And this thing is just jiggling there before you. Again, still hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
What are you casting?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and attack it with my rapier.
Okay. Adding anything into that, or just straight up sword attack? Like, flame blade or anything, or...
Isn't flame blade seems only good for when there's multiple people within, because it's a fire that leaps onto. I think, unless I'm understanding it wrong.
I don't know if you are or not. I'm just asking if you're adding anything else onto it or not.
No, just straight up
Stabbing it with a rapier.
stabbing it with a rapier.
Okay.
Like I don't have an idea of what the Arcana is. What the fuck? Fuck me. That's gonna be a 5 total.
Which does not hit. This time the jelly is expecting it. And with whatever method of sensory organ it's using to determine where these attacks are coming from, it just kind of splits in momentarily out of the way as you stab out at it, and then it reforms as you pull back.
Okay. We're gonna try it again. This is a bonus action.
Okay.
That one was worse. That does not hit.
Okay.
It's 4 total.
That is going to make it the jelly's turn then.
Perfect.
And it is going to once again lash out at you with another one of its gross pseudopod-like protuberances. That is a 17 versus your armor class.
Which does hit.
Okay. That is, see here. Oops, shit. That is 11 bludgeoning damage. And 5 acid damage.
I want to cast Absorb Elements as a reaction.
Okay.
And how much acid?
5.
5.
The spell captures some of the incoming energy, lessening its effect on your storm with your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first time you hit with a melee attack, your next turn takes an extra 1d6 damage of that type.
Okay. Spell captures some lessening its effects on you and storm for your next melee attack. Okay, so roll 1d6.
This is a 3.
Okay, so you only take 2 acid damage.
Okay. It's 11 and 2. All day. 13 total. Jesus.
And then you still have another 1d6 acid damage stored up to add on to your next attack.
Okay.
That's going to make it Izel's turn.
Can I switch out the dragon for a fire dragon, and that just takes another action? I have to use a spell. I'm pretty sure I have to use a spell slot, but I'm not sure. Is it an action? Is it a bonus action to swap them out?
Let me see. I believe it would take another action to do so.
I'm pretty sure.
You can only do it once per long rest.
No, I thought it said that I'd have to expel a spell slot to do it without a long rest. Unless you expend a spell slot of first level or higher to summon it.
Yeah. Once you summon the Drake, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest or expend a spell slot of first level.
Okay, so I'm gonna expend a first level spell slot and summon fire dragon
Okay.
instead. So that'll be my action. As my bonus action, I'm going to command him to go and attack.
Okay. So in this case, it's
The
almost
jelly
like he
again.
gets a paint job. In place, you keep sort of like the same Drake companion, right? But you're just sort of infusing him with different magic or different elemental energy every time. So in this swirl, he's still holding the same posture, but suddenly he goes from being black to being red. And it's just like a phew, like he just swapped his skin out. So go ahead and make your attack roll with your Drake companion as he goes running forward. Now this bright red little Gila monster just skittering across the floor.
Yeah, that's an 8.
That will hit.
So then it's a D6.
Ari, if you're looking confused, you missed earlier because it had cover from your companions being in the way.
Okay.
So yeah, 1d6 piercing damage, and then 1d6 for fire damage.
Okay, does it count if I hit my other dice to bounce back in my tray?
You can re-roll with a clear tray.
Okay, so 1 bite damage
Okay. For your fire damage.
and 2 fire damage. Oh man. Okay. Now that he's fire damage, infused strikes as a reaction. When another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that it can see hits a target with a weapon attack, the Drake infuses its strike with its essence, causing the target to take an extra d6 damage. So, on the next person's turn, if they attack and hit them, the Drake companion will give an extra d6 of his fire damage to that hit.
To somebody else's attack.
Yeah. Any creature within 30 feet.
So you guys could have been getting an extra 1d6 fire damage from a fire Drake.
No, because before he was an acid,
Well, right.
so it wouldn't have mattered because
Yeah. What I'm saying now is now you have
now
fire
it's
Drake.
fire.
Yeah.
Yes. So now we'll get an extra d6 fire.
Oh yeah, I love fire.
So with that, Wolfie, knowing that the companion is there, Wolfie's gonna lash out at the ooze.
Okay.
So Wolfie. Does he get to his bites? He also gets pack tactics. So he has advantage on his roll because he's got a friend within 5 feet. Plus 4 to hit. So with advantage. I rolled 13 twice. So 17 bite. So he rolls a 17 to bite.
Which will hit.
Then he gets 2d4.
And 1d6.
So 5 piercing and 4 fire.
Okay. So Wolfie goes charging up, rushing straight past your Drake companion. As he does so, you see Wolfie's mouth begins to almost smoke as his teeth almost seem to begin to glow, and fire just almost seems like it's going to start pouring out of his mouth as he bites into this ooze. Almost kind of like leaping up from the ground, because this thing is, mind you, hanging from the ceiling. So what would be a head shape hanging down from this thing, a bulbous protrusion, you know, Wolfie lashes onto it, and his mouth just begins to immediately fill with smoke just pouring out of it as his jaws burn into this thing, and he just rips the pieces off of it, and suddenly the whole jelly just plops loose from the ceiling of the tunnel, and just like plops down into a puddle on the floor around Wolfie.
Okay. Now, it says if Wolfie succeeds, the creature has to do a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. I don't know if that matters. If it's
Well, it would, but it's dead.
it is
Oh.
dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I was just making sure it wasn't gonna like reform or something.
It is very dead.
Okay,
As
good.
it begins to melt and char, it just starts to lose all form, any shape of cohesion, and it just pulls down, plops, with a rather satisfying just splash sound as it hits. It's gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, that's not the satisfying splash I was hoping for. Here we go.
It's still moving.
There we go. That's
There we
it. Yeah,
There we go.
falling apart.
So wait, so since it's dead, we're out of initiative.
Correct.
The next time we enter initiative, I still carry that acid attack on my first.
How long does that last for? Does it say anything about a duration for that spell? Because it might fade eventually. It should last for a while, but it might fade eventually.
Duration 1 round.
Okay.
Tragic.
Then it is going to fade from you. You'll feel that acid energy kind of leaving your body after a few moments.
As well as my life force.
Yes, as well as your life force. As the jelly loses its form and silence kind of settles over in this tunnel, we will take a short 5-minute break. Perfect. Because I could use one.
See you later, folks. We'll be back.
Crunchwrap Supreme?
The Mexican pizza put into the Crunchwrap Supreme.
Okay,
So
that
it's
does
like-
sound pretty good.
It's
I would
fucking
eat that.
huge and it's just like
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
good.
I still stand by dipping the cinnamon twists in the nacho cheese.
Oh yeah,
Instead
that's
of the-
delicious.
I don't know that
Yeah.
I've tried that.
So like they have
I
the,
haven't
you
tried
can get
that.
like just the tortilla chips with the little cup of nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Instead of using the chips, dip the cinnamon twists in the nacho cheese. It's delicious.
It is really good.
So, the only other, like, weird thing, and I don't even think it's that weird, is Wendy's French fries in the Frosty.
Chocolate frosty.
Yeah,
And it
that's
has
less
to be,
weird.
They-
has to be specifically chocolate.
Yeah, no,
Because
and
there
it,
shouldn't even be a vanilla frosty. Fuck
Yeah.
off with
Yeah.
that.
no, but also, like, the Wendy's fries have that perfect, like, you can't do McDonald's fries in a McFlurry. It's not the fucking same. There's something about the Wendy's fries being, like, that perfect crispiness with that, like, super soft serve.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Like, I would just literally
It's
just
actually-
eat that.
This might sound kind of bad, but they're kind of similar in texture enough to the lamb weston that we have,
Mhm.
where it's like crispy on the outside,
Chewy
on
on
the
the,
ins-
like,
yeah.
yeah, they're like soft on the inside. Yeah.
so it's just like, and the salt content.
Just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just talking about fast food.
Yeah, it could be a podcast.
Be really good.
Fast food hacks.
Well, everybody has
All
also
right.
their like favorite thing at a restaurant, like
maybe
the
a
restaurant
drink.
that they work at
Okay.
that they modify to make their own.
Yeah. I just wish they would stop doing it at our fucking
Both of
restaurant.
you.
I just
I'm talking to you, Mike.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Like it's someone named Mike or talking
No,
into the
our
mic?
regular Mike.
Yeah.
That comes to Hedda.
Oh.
Anyways.
Oh,
Okay,
Chicago
so
Mike.
Oh,
No,
Chicago
okay,
Mike.
no,
so
no.
yes, you are. That's exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
is.
Oh my god.
So
Fucking
I have to
French
order the
dip, real hot.
sandwich. No,
Roast
I
dip.
have to order the sandwich basically the same way, but it's because of my dairy allergy. He just does it because he's got like no sense of taste.
Right.
But like I ordered the sandwich the other day. I literally modified it and said Jesse, like it was a sandwich
Yeah.
for me. And you just hear Grant in the back room. There's no fucking raw horseradish. Mike is just gonna have to suck it the fuck up. And I was like, that's for me. And he goes, no, I promise you it's for Mike. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. That's definitely
it's
for me.
yeah.
And he goes, oh, you order the sandwich the exact same way Mike does? And I'm like, yeah, but like not on purpose to be a dick. Like it's all my allergies.
Yeah.
I want to be able to enjoy the sandwich and not completely hate my life later.
Mike's just a dick. Anyways, I hope you listen to this someday, Mike. Fuck you. Back on track.
I love that.
We are
No, he whines.
Sounds like-
He
having
whines about how
yes,
Nick.
no problem with that.
He whines about how Nick hates him. He knows that what he does pisses Nick off.
Yeah.
And he talks to me about it. He's like, oh, I heard I pissed off your husband. And I'm like, oh, did you?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So we have just defeated the ochre jelly, and we are now back.
Would you like some?
Are you guys gonna continue forward?
Yes. Now that this ooze is dead.
Yeah. As is
No,
Revenant,
you-
almost
wait.
dead.
Revenant?
Right there. So we're gonna go north.
Revenant, do you
Rev is
look?
almost. Do you have any?
Revenant,
potions,
how do you look?
Revenant?
I'm not feeling too well.
I'm gonna pull
Do-
a lantern
do
back
you-
out and light it up. I'm gonna take a look at his wounds. And I will cast
For the love of God, are
Cure
you gonna
Wounds.
put dirt in my body again?
Yes. And I start just sticking
Ah.
rocks,
You get
pebbles.
all the.
I do pull a little bit of like grass out of my pocket. And stick
You
the grass
spit
in the crevices where the rocks are.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead and roll your
1d8.
No, I.
for what cure wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Stay. Take it.
8 plus 1. You get 9
Oh.
healing.
Not you. 9.
9 healing.
Healing.
Hell yeah.
How you looking now?
How are those rocks feeling? Poo poo as I continue to spit. How's that feel?
I'm scared of the infection that might come with it, but I'm feeling a lot
Okay.
better. Thank you.
Does this seem like a safe area to nap in?
No, I know what you're saying. No,
Yeah.
I get it.
Considering you were just hunted by an ochre
Probably
jelly, probably not. No.
Okay, great.
Let's try it
In the brief amount of time you were in the
Um,
mining tunnels.
Do you still look like you're in pain?
Yeah. How in pain are you?
Or are you just have a few wounds that are healing?
I just have like scrapes, cuts,
Okay, so you're looking
essentially.
better.
Well, like bruises because it was bludgeoning damage.
Mhm.
So bruises.
So you're like purple under the skin.
Yeah, purple
Yeah,
under the
okay.
skin.
And to be clear, if you guys want to, you can take a short or long rest. I'm not telling you no. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. We just
You-
want to be safe about
You
it.
probably would not think this is a safe spot to take a long rest, considering you were literally just attacked by an ochre jelly 10 feet away. Yes.
When does exhaustion kick in?
Your first round of exhaustion starts after your first missed night of sleep, basically. So you guys have
So, like,
about
24
4 hours.
4 hours.
Well, you have about 4 hours until
Till we need to
So, we
sleep
need rest.
to get a long rest.
Yeah.
Otherwise, after 4 hours, we'll start suffering some exhaustion because we need to sleep and we haven't.
yeah. It's evening right now, so you're approaching night, and if you go through all night without sleeping, then you'll start feeling the effects of exhaustion. Sorry, so I worded that. Phrased that poorly. You're due for a long rest in about 4 hours, and if you don't take it, you'll start feeling the effects of exhaustion after that.
What do you guys think?
I think we need to go a little further and try to find somewhere that's
Safe.
semi-safe, unless we want to try to take a short rest. Revenant, you're the only one that really looks like you're in pain. RAE, are you bruised or bludgeoned? No.
You can't see me. You can't see me smile.
I don't think it's a safe space to.
Yeah, so I think we just need to keep going. I think we have 4 hours to find a place to get a long rest, but I'm running low on magic. I feel fine, but I feel
what
my
about that
magic
corridor?
running out.
We passed that up as we're moving through.
Which corridor?
The one.
To the left.
This one?
Like, we don't know that it's
Yes.
blocked off, but the one that, yeah.
I mean, I opened it up because I'm assuming you guys are kind of peeking around corners and checking things out while you're moving through this space, so you would have maybe noticed that that's a dead end.
Okay, so maybe do you want to try to go hide in that dead end and
We can attempt
try
a
a
short
long
rest.
rest?
We can
Short
just-
rest?
We can attempt a long rest, but if something creeps up, then it's going to interrupt the rest. I say, honestly, I would like to take a long rest because that means I can get my cantrip, a spell, and all my spells back up.
And your full health.
Yeah.
We would like to try to barricade ourselves into that little cave opening that dead ends into
Okay.
a pile of rubble.
This is, again, kind of like a single file, so who's going to be all the way inside?
Probably
Right.
Revenant.
Yeah.
Wolfie.
I'll take first watch.
I was
but
gonna
like-
say Wolfie should be right by the entrance because he can smell and sense things probably better. So RAE, would you be in the middle?
I'd like to take the first watch with Wolfie. On
Okay,
that.
So you'll
so
be on the
Azelle
outside.
will be in the middle, RAE, and then Wolfie, and then as we switch rests, we'll all switch to be closer to Wolfie.
Okay. Is he going to rest? I mean, he's going to rest at some point also, but...
Yeah.
So when is he going to rest?
Last, I guess. RAE, you got dark vision, right? Okay, so maybe he rests now because she has dark vision and he does his watch with me because I don't have dark vision and I probably don't want to light a lantern. We probably want to stay pretty hidden. So
No lights.
RAE will
barricaded.
take the first watch.
I'll take second.
You want to
I know I'm the squishiest, but I'm no dark vision. It's a dark cave.
well, again, so that's why I was saying Wolfie should take watch with me, whatever.
Okay.
So it'll be RAE first, Revenant offered second, and then Wolfie and I will go last. And when Wolfie and I go, Wolfie will be on the outer side of the door. I'll be on the inner side as like defense.
Okay. So RAE's up first for watch.
Yes.
Okay. Which
Also-
passes by pretty uneventfully.
Make sure you put on your shoes.
Yeah, I'm
Boots are
gonna.
on so that you can attune to them.
You can start doing that. I mean, you can basically take 30 minutes to an hour or so, but while RA is keeping
To
watch to
attune.
attune to them. They are boots of striding and springing.
Boots. Stride.
Yeah, it's one
And
item. Boots
spring.
of striding and springing.
Is coming down outside. Oh, sorry, that's Wolfie's.
Wolfie, no.
Okay, so
Yeah.
manage inventory.
Yeah, you should be able to add that.
Is this a wondrous item?
No, shouldn't be.
Okay, so what is it? Just boots of.
Boots of striding and springing.
Add to equipment.
Yep. So while you're looking for them, I'll describe it to everybody else. It essentially increases your walking speed if your walking speed is below 30 feet. Your speed is not reduced and you're not encumbered. Your speed is not reduced if you are encumbered or wearing heavy armor. And
I am heavy armor.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
True. And whenever you jump, you can jump 3 times the normal distance.
Ooh.
So this is when I can learn spells and unprepare and prepare different
Swap
spells.
spells.
Correct. Alright, so you settle in, you attune to your boots, and as you finally get a chance to like relax and just focus on figuring them out, they kind of seem to start to fit a little bit better. They form to your feet. They almost even actually feel to physically shrink a touch
Comfy.
and fit and become considerably more comfortable. And then this knowledge kind of comes flooding to you a little bit. You're met with these visions of yourself leaping across chasms. And you feel yourself moving more lightly, more nimbly, and you get this idea of yourself carrying great weights at high speeds with no problem. And you realize, okay, I can do a lot more with these things on. And it's these thoughts. It's these thoughts that kind of drift your mind off into sleep as you're feeling reinvigorated a little bit.
As she's sleeping, does she do like the dog thing?
Her feet are just kind of kicking in the air like she's running and jumping.
Tail wagging.
Yeah.
I hope everybody saw that.
Yeah. Ari, your watch passes by pretty uneventfully. You hear what sounds like things off in the distance, but not close enough to be recognizable. And they don't seem to get any closer. So, I'm not of too much concern necessarily. Excuse me. Revenant, you were second watch, correct?
Correct.
I let you know that I heard some things off in the distance,
Okay.
but nothing coming towards us. Yeah. Just be wary.
So you've had about
If I hear-
4 hours of rest so far, correct?
So that's like a short rest?
Yeah. Not a full rest.
Currently you're a short rest, but as long as everything goes smoothly.
Okay. So,
So you're not back to full health yet.
okay. So I'm already woken up in the middle of my long rest?
That's, I mean, yeah, you volunteered for second watch, so you haven't finished your long rest yet.
I tried to warn you.
Alright. Fair enough.
If he takes a second short rest, does that count as a long rest?
Basically, yes.
Yeah, so he just needs to finish the rest of his rest. Like, so he needs to, during the third watch, he needs to get the rest of his sleep in, and then he'll
okay.
be, yeah.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have the opportunity at all. It's just that like you're now on watch, so you need to go back to sleep a little bit longer before you get the full benefit. You can go ahead and have learned your spells and swapped out your spells, but you don't have all of your HP back yet until you fully finish your long rest.
So, like,
Gotcha.
for instance, if you're in your watch right now and something happens, you will have all your spell slots, but you'll still have your lower HP.
Right, okay. I got it now. I am understanding.
Okay. You're on second watch.
This is
I'm
the
so
one.
close. So close to feeling better.
Let's see here.
What's your HP? I
19 out of 20.
RIE, as you guys are swapping shifts, RIE warned you that she heard the sound of something off in the distance. So you're kind of on edge to start off with, as you're settling in, keeping your senses alert as best as possible. You're pretty tired, kind of feeling like shit still a little bit. You hear the sounds get closer and closer and closer, and it becomes recognizable as footprints. Or footsteps, sorry, not footprints. Footsteps. Coming from the direction that you came. So, if you guys are kind of off down this side tunnel over here, let's move. Wait, how can I need more corner pieces and the likes. I need more tunnel pieces. Where's an actual corner? What is this?
Corner.
Yeah. So let's see here. Alright, so if you guys are... Let's do this. Shit.
It's my glass shaking back and forth against the table.
If you all are kind of hidden back here a little bit. Stick that over there. You hear the sounds coming from this direction, the direction you guys came. Was from here. You were traveling this way, you stepped off into this little dead end offshoot.
Okay. With those steps coming closer, do I notice a light source shifting forward? Or no?
Let's see here. Yes, there is a dim light coming with it.
Okay. And you said I was able to modify, with the short rest that I got, I was able to modify my spells?
Yeah, you can. That's fine.
I would like to play it correctly, though. Long rest is typically...
So what he's saying is, because you're taking second watch, he's going to let you regain half your stuff back. You chose your spells.
over the HP.
I'm pretty much giving you, spells over health.
Deal. In that case... So we're all single file, like backed into here, right?
I can hear.
Yeah, and you can be as far out as you want to be. I'm assuming, kind of, since you're keeping watch, they are tucked in
As far as we can go.
as far as they can go, and you're either kind of back a little bit or out, but that's kind of up to you a little.
I don't know if that would be good to cast. I'm gonna cast Darkness then,
Okay.
in an attempt to cloak our know-abouts, basically.
Okay. Where are you casting it?
I'm gonna cast it from the back end of the cave. Wait, 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna cast it from where Wolfie's at. 5, 10, 15. I don't want it to creep around the corner. So, like, to dim their light, essentially, then they'll notice us passing. Or they'll notice that something's coming from that area.
So you don't want it to bleed out. You don't want it to bleed out into the corridor to affect them. You just
You want
want
it to
the
look like a
space
wall.
you're in to be shrouded in darkness.
Correct.
Okay. So let me quickly read. The darkness spreads around corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through this darkness, and no magical light can't illuminate.
Oh, you can just leave that one.
So you're
Okay,
casting
because it's
it
a cool one.
here
Yeah.
on Wolfie, essentially. And it
Are you
is a
shrouding
15
yourself?
foot.
15 foot.
Because I can't. So this would be what,
10,
foot?
15.
So 5, 10, 15.
Well, if you're Yeah, depending on where you're putting it, it's going to come... If you put it here, 5, 10, 15, and it'll also extend out to here, around the corner.
Let's go with a cell then.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15 still extends around the corner.
And then alright.
5, 10, 15 will just cover you. It won't penetrate the wall.
And it shouldn't bend around the corner at that point.
Right.
So is it essentially like blocking the entire hallway that we're at? Like
It just
like
shrouds
it
shrouds a 15-foot radius.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So like does
this
it
will be
basically
like a wall of
block
blackness.
this?
It's more like right here. Yeah, it's a spherical
So
edge of blackness.
So if somebody walked by here, the light would shine to here, but
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like the dead end is here.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Depending on how closely they inspect that or not,
Yeah.
they may or may not notice. Okay. So, let's do this. Revenant, I would like you to make a stealth check with advantage.
That'll be a 14 total.
Okay. While you are within the darkness, you can't see out of it.
Right.
So you're sort of entrusting that this is going to work. You cast it behind you, and suddenly, inky blackness all around you. You hear the footsteps getting closer and closer and closer and heavier, and you start to hear voices coming. Oh, this watch is just the worst. I can't believe these guys just trotting around here. It's almost time for our goddamn dinner. The other voice. Yeah, is it me? Is it just getting draftier and draftier down here? Oh, what is this mess? And you suddenly start to hear them, like, their footsteps are, like, plodding through the puddle of the ochre jelly. What is this gross? Oh, it's sticking to my fur. Oh, get it off. Let's keep moving. Ugh. And then they get closer and closer and closer, and suddenly you hear them walking right past outside the opening of the tunnel you're in. Oh god, it's drafty in here. This tunnel is just fucking gross. There's that pool just ahead. Let's go rinse off and then let's just get back to bed. Yeah, you're right. We should carry on. Do you want to try to scrape any of that off? Just rub it on the wall right there. And you suddenly see, or you would see, you hear the sound of a foot kind of just scrape against the stone nearby. Oh god, it's sticking to me. Let's just head up to the pool up there. We'll go rinse it off. And then they trot off into the distance and away.
Successful second watch.
Your butthole releases a little bit. After a few minutes,
Oh, fuck.
you dissipate the darkness. There's no one there anymore. You heard them leave. You waited a little while to make sure they didn't come back. Nothing else approached by you. You went a few minutes with no sounds. And as you finally kind of peek around, you can see a trail of ochre jelly goop with footprints in it. Big footprints. They look vaguely familiar in size and shape.
Wait. Would I have an idea of what those are, though?
Yeah, make a... We'll just call it a history check.
Love that. $17 total.
Okay, so the size, the shape, and you heard them say fur. Makes you think bugbear.
Oh,
Fucking
my
hell.
god.
And you heard at least
2.
Yeah.
Your watch? No, your watch, right?
no, it's my watch
No, it
now.
is your watch.
So do you tell me about this?
Alright, before I take a nap, I heard what I think is 2 bugbears passing by. At least 2. And from what I can see, they left a trail. To to their sleeping quarters. They had, if I finish up my rest, by the time we wake up and we're ready to go, they might still be asleep if we follow that trail.
But there's just two of them. You didn't hear anything else.
I heard nothing else. I only heard the two bugbears. What I think is bugbears. He said he has fur. He wiped his foot on something. They were mad.
Sounded big and loud.
Big and loud. They sounded dumb. They sounded relatively easy to kill.
Yeah, okay, go take your nap now.
Oh, wait, how long does darkness last?
He
It's
said
already
it dissipated.
Oh, it dissipated. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I missed that. Okay.
Alright, so you wake Wolfie as well, I assume?
Yeah, so Wolfie has to be in the doorway here.
You can just... I will always share that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay.
You're a bad friend because you're flooding. Just kidding.
Wow.
I'm gonna let you do what you want to do.
That makes you a good friend. I was just kidding.
But if you're fucking spiraling down, then I'll stop. Stop. Wait, so technically you and Wolfie both have long rests now, right?
Yes. Technically, Wolfie and I have done our long rest.
And
Okay.
I am about to get my long rest, so as long as this goes smoothly.
Yeah, so Wolfie's going to be on the outside, as you can see closer.
Okay.
So that... Because I don't have dark vision, and I don't want to give away our position.
So no lantern or anything, you're just
No.
gonna sit there.
I'm
kinda
gonna
pay
sit
attention
there,
to
like,
Wolfie.
I'm just gonna, like, be stroking Wolfie. Well, because I can't see, right? So I want to be, like, petting Wolfie so that, like, if he notices something, I can feel, like, his hair stand up, or I can hear, or I can feel his ears being up and alert.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna kind of, like, gently pet him.
Okay.
Good boy, Wolfie. Good boy.
As you're sitting there in the darkness, pretty far away from nature and everything that you find to be comforting and normal, you start to feel just a sort of like vague sense of anxiety a little bit. I don't want to say full on dread necessarily, but you just
I feel far away
uneasy.
from my natural habitat.
Yes, it feels off-putting. Your friends are asleep, so there's no one to talk to at the moment. You have Wolfie
petting
next to you,
Wolfie.
but you're right. The
And
both
no
of you,
support.
the both of you are out of your element. You're both uncomfortable, and you're both on edge and uneasy. Every single little sound is setting you off, setting Wolfie off. Even the drip of water off in the distance, the ever-present echoing of the waves coming from deeper in the mountain. Even though it's become kind of familiar, even in the short amount of time you've been here, every time you hear the crashing, even that is still a little bit off-putting and catches you off guard. As you try to acclimate to the surrounding and the setting, you try to calm your mind, you try to get used to these odd sounds and the odd smells. You find a rhythm to the drippings, the drops, the waves. And you notice that rhythm seems to kind of lull you into a vague sense of comfort, that just a gentle sloshing. And you notice that rhythm becomes more and more regular.
Like I'm starting to recognize it as this like a normal typical sound in this cave versus like
Yes. Well, not necessarily. you're noticing that what you at first were taking in your kind of tired state and in your uneasy state as the rhythm of the sounds of the cavern of the cave has an undertone, an underlaying sound of the rhythm of some other sound. More steps off in the distance.
Coming closer towards us.
A shambling sound coming closer.
Like armor?
It doesn't sound like armor. It just sounds like something slowly dragging its way closer and closer, closer and closer, slowly moving, dragging, scraping. The sounds begin to get louder and louder,
Can
and
I...
closer and closer. It just drags and shambles.
Can I...
And then it lets out a groan off in the distance. And you suddenly realize that's not the waves. And suddenly Wolfie's hair is on end. What do you want to do?
I want to use thaumaturgy and I want to create an instantaneous sound of like ominous whispers further down the cave towards where we heard the bugbears go. Towards where...
So past where you were, off in that direction, north of
Yeah,
you.
like towards where the water
Yeah.
supposedly is.
Okay, go ahead. I'd like you to make a performance check, please.
Nat 20.
Okay. So you're trying to create the sound of...
Like ominous whispers off in the distance.
Okay.
To like try to grab whatever this is attention.
Okay. As you begin to make your sounds happen off down the tunnel further to the north, it's just random noises, random voices in this whispering tone. You're not necessarily making them making any kind of sense. You're just creating sound to be a distraction. This shambling chorus suddenly picks up in tempo and in volume, and it gets closer and closer and closer, and it suddenly starts moving faster and faster in your direction, towards the direction of the sounds, but also kind of coming in your direction at the same time.
So I hold Wolfie in like a comforting like way to get him to like not make any noise, and I like just like pet him gently, and we pull back just a
Kind of
little.
behind the wall. Okay.
Well, so we were already kind of behind the wall,
Yeah.
but like as back far behind that wall as we can, quietly,
Okay. I would like
as
you
I continue to calm
to
Wolfie.
make a stealth check, please.
Excuse me, 16 total.
Okay. So, let's see here.
No, you have your spells. He gave you your spells. You don't have your health.
As you're kind of cowering back behind the wall, holding Wolfie close, a small group of shambling zombie forms walks past your little dead-end tunnel and heads off towards the sounds of your whispers. All but one, the latecomer, who's been dragging behind the group, comes shambling up behind the rest of them. Moving slowly to begin with, he kind of almost slips up in that ochre jelly goo, and he's kind of like sniffing at it and inspecting it a little bit as he's sliding through it and moving forward, and slides up against the wall. And then there's more of that goop scraped up against the wall from the bugbear rubbing his leg against it, and he starts grabbing at it, and it's on his hand, and he's just kind of like looking at it and smearing it on himself.
I would like to cast it again and make the noises come from down the hall again.
Okay, make another performance check with advantage, please.
17 total.
Okay. So this final zombie for the briefest of moments and he starts to stick his head like towards your area, like he's gonna peek around the corner and look into your hallway. And then from down the hall, you hear, and all of the zombies supposedly hear, the sounds of your whispers kick up again, even further off in the distance, a little bit louder. It sounds like small voices shouting and running. And he goes, and he just takes off, shambling after the others as fast as he can, and you hear him scraping against the stones. And they all continue to move off in that direction. The sounds fade further and further into the distance. Your whispers eventually come to an end.
How far into my watch? How much time is left before everybody has a full rest after I'm hearing these zombies?
Another hour or so. You could probably wake everybody up now if you had to.
So I'm gonna wait to make sure that I don't hear the sounds coming back. Like, I want to make sure that the sounds sound far enough off in the distance. And if I hear anything coming back, I will then wake everybody up. But I'm going to attempt to not wake everybody up and just continue to calm Wolfie. But we're not going to move any closer. We're going to stay kind of as far back into the corner as we can.
Okay. Make a perception check, please.
12 total.
Okay. You're not positive, but you think you do still hear the sounds of some shuffling feet north of you, down the hall.
I hear shuffling feet north down the hall. Does
Yeah.
it sound like they're coming?
They don't seem to be getting closer. You just think you hear like some movement from off in that direction.
How is Wolfie? Is Wolfie feeling overly on edge or just slightly?
He seems on edge still, but he's seemed on edge since they approached, and he just hasn't relaxed for them.
He hasn't calmed down. Let's see. Who's Revenant is closest to me. Can I reach across Revenant and touch RIE and? I think there might be something coming, but I can't tell. Can you come take a peek?
Wake up.
I'm gonna try to move out of the way so that she can step across and take a... I don't know if she's going to peek around, but I want to give her enough room to, like, pass by us.
Okay.
With hopefully without waking up Revenant.
Yeah, that's fine. You can kind of like...
I just know that
Hop over
RA's
him a
had
little
more
bit.
of a rest than Revenant, so I'm trying to...
I'm gonna quietly just take a peek,
Okay.
see if I can see what the noises are coming from.
You can't see exact figures or count numbers necessarily, but you can see that there are some moving shapes north of you. At the northern end of the hall, that room, that tunnel to the north opens up into a wider room. You can't see the full extent of that room yet, but you can see enough into it to notice that there's something moving around in there.
Does it seem like it's coming towards us?
Doesn't appear to be. You're just seeing some like horizontal movements of things kind of moving, shifting back and forth. Nothing seems to be coming down the hall towards you.
I feel like some zombies like are being zombies.
Let you know that doesn't seem like anything's coming towards us at the moment, and we should try and let.
Do we want to stay hidden? Or do we want to wake up Revenant and see if he can just fireball down the hallway and kill all these zombies? Well, we don't know that.
Well, since it doesn't seem like anything's coming towards us, and we only have an hour left.
Yeah, you're within about like an hour of being done getting full rests.
Maybe since we're both awake, we can both be armed and ready if anything comes towards us.
Okay.
To try and see if we can let Revenant have his full rest. But we'll
So
just
we're
be
gonna
ready
try
and armed.
to... Yeah, so she's gonna stay up for the last hour with me to make sure...
And we have Wolfie with us.
Yeah. Wolfie and I are just really nervous.
Okay.
And I can't see very well, and Wolfie just seems on edge. I think I confused these zombies a little bit, but I'm not comfortable with the fact that I can't see them.
So the next hour passes by pretty tensely as you continue to hear these sounds coming from north of you. They don't ever seem to come back down the hall towards you. Nothing else seems to get close. You don't hear any other sounds approaching from south from the way that you came. But this is a pretty tense experience as you're kind of waiting for Revenant to wake up. The two of you just sort of sat there hoping to not make too much sound on your own and keep an eye out and keep your ears open for anything else that might be around. The sounds just persist, and as you peek up the passageway, you can still see there's just the occasional odd shambling motion from that larger room to the north of you.
So you now have your long rest.
Yes. You will now have the full benefit of your long rest.
We fucking love that.
IRL, how is your stealth?
He's a wizard. I don't think his stealth is great.
Okay. Well,
Mine's not terrible. Mine's pretty good. I got a pretty good stealth for being a giant ass turtle. I can pretend to be a rock.
I can.
What did I miss?
Okay, so
Down the hallway.
How many?
movement is free unless we're in initiative.
Correct.
Okay. Since I'm already at the front of the hall, I would like to.
Wait, I have an idea.
Listening.
A couple of tricks up my sleeve while I was resting.
Okay.
Let's just say, what if I went first?
Do you have a good reasoning behind this?
Cast
Yeah.
fireball. Just kill them all.
I do have a good reason. Yeah, I have an idea of what I can do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in first, but I'm not gonna be on the front line. I need somebody behind me.
So
Do you remember when we were back in the Tressendor Manor and the glass staff was able to move past us? Almost got away. The spell is called Misty Step. I have that. It's a spell I learned.
okay.
If I initiate the fight, cast Fireball, and fall back, all you guys have to do is follow up. I just need to know how many people are in that room, so we figure that out first.
That was what I was gonna attempt to go look at.
Okay. When we go together, I'll be right behind you.
So if I go into that room, does he have to roll a stealth check with me as well?
Depends on how close you guys are together and how far into the room you're planning on going and
We can
whatnot.
see
But if you're
60 feet, so
Yeah, I feel like
just
5,
peeking
10,
around,
15,
we might be
20,
able to see it.
25, 30.
with your dark vision, you can see up to 30 feet
Ouch.
in.
It's not 60?
I think dark vision is.
Dark vision is 60.
feet.
Yeah, but that's with like a dim light source.
Oh.
In darkness, you can only see up to 30 feet
To
as though it
30?
were dim light, which is what I'm showing you now.
Okay, so
You can see up to the edge of the water, basically.
I quietly walk about halfway down the corridor.
And I'm gonna follow 5 feet behind.
So you want to go to like there?
Yes.
Okay.
Izal and Wolfie are going to stay. Izal and Wolfie are going to be right here. I can't see anything, so we're hanging out here. Who's first? Alright.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so we're going to stay like here, kind of slightly in the hallway, because we can't see anything. And I don't want to give away our position with the lamp.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh my god, guys, drive home so safe. Seriously, I can hear it raining outside.
Okay, so you can see out to 60 feet as if it were dim light. You can see dim light, bright light, and then darkness
Which are
as
like
if it were
40
dim.
miles
Okay,
on the highway.
so you can actually see a little bit further. Which I'll open up for you.
60 feet dim light.
They can see as if it were dim light, yeah, so again, you're not going to be able to make out everything within this room, but I'll at least open up the room for you to be able to see the room.
So like the like the back corners of the room are actually probably still dark for them.
A little bit, yeah, murky, but you can at least see the whole space, more or less. Okay. And you're trying to figure out how many of what is in there? You're trying to figure out how many things are in the room? Is that what you were looking for?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty easy. Doesn't take much. There are about 5 figures moving around back and forth. Some of them appear to be sloshing around in about knee-high water. Others are walking on about dry land.
Do I recognize what they are?
Yes, you do. They are, in fact, undead.
What?
Okay. I communicate. I mean, you can probably see the same thing.
He more or less can, yeah.
I can't see anything. Should I stay back here?
Free movement back to you, tell you what it is, and bring you towards us.
I don't know if I can help you. I can't see anything. I'll go right behind them.
So you're gonna move up behind them, you said? Okay.
So
Do a sneak attack.
If you're all gonna try to get in close and quiet, like, I will need you all to make stealth checks.
I'm gonna go ahead and let the rogue go first.
I thought I had some things that looked more like water.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you lead. I don't want to follow too close behind you myself. This time.
Maybe this could be our water.
Emerald Cave.
Actually,
Yeah.
You know what that is?
I was thinking.
Emerald Cave. It sounds really familiar.
It's in Arizona. Oh, sorry, what?
I was thinking. They funnel to us if I can gather. If I can move up there loudly enough, or if I try to sneak up there enough, I can burning hands them and miss to step back.
Will we still get sneak attack for all of us?
That depends on if I can sneak. Do you trust my ability?
Yourself is.
It's pretty fucking low.
Yeah.
But an auto crit on burning hands would be huge.
Okay. Let's get Jesse's input on it.
Are you rolling a stealth check already?
I thought he was telling us to roll something when I left the room. Was he not? Did he
Yes,
not roll?
I do want stealth checks. Please.
Okay, well that's not what I thought I was rolling. Does that matter?
It does matter. I would like you to
Yeah, because
roll
I totally thought
with
I was
intention.
rolling initiative.
No, I'd like you to roll a stealth check, please.
Sorry.
It's a six.
I really thought like as I was leaving the room, I thought he said he was going to have us roll initiative.
Yeah, I want you to
Okay.
roll for stealth.
Stealth.
The fucking rogue.
Oh my fucking god, dude. This is.
What did we all get?
Why don't you go first?
Who wants to go? Well,
I got a
I
nat
got-
one.
I'll say.
I got a 7 total.
We clonk our way
I
into
got a
it.
12 total.
Okay.
How was the turn?
I can't add anything.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot worse when I thought we were rolling for initiative. I'm glad we were rolling for stealth.
I got 4 in jail. This is my jail.
Jeez. The jail is getting full.
Would you like to borrow some sweetheart love?
Yes.
Well, I hate to break it to you all, but we're going to be rolling for initiative here pretty soon because as you all try to quietly sneak your way up this tunnel to gauge the strength of this small traveling horde of zombies, you find the ground here is a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? Precarious than you had imagined. The sounds that their feet were making was actually them kind of like traipsing and shambling through a bunch of small seashells, essentially. It almost kind of formed a small beach on what appears to be this little natural pool.
So we're hearing
Of some
them
sorts.
walk on the shells.
Yeah, they're crunching on it. They're kind of like brushing through it. You don't realize that's what that sound was until RIE steps onto some rather large pieces of them and crunches, and the nearest zombie. I would now need you all to roll initiative, please.
It keeps hopping out of my
hitting
freaking.
you. Oh, you hit my dice?
Yeah.
But I know oh. I remember.
So it doesn't count when it hops out.
I mean,
Correct, it does not. But what was it, a 1 or a 20? Did it hop in that position?
It literally hopped onto my little thing.
On the mini holder?
So I rolled it. It hopped and landed like this,
so
but
you
it's
get advantage
but it's
on that.
not in my tray.
What is it?
It was a nat 1, but it was not in my tray.
Yeah. Imagine if it was a 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
Initiative?
Yes.
Nick.
Yes, I
So
heard
I
you say
rolled-
chef, yes.
I rolled my dice and I hit hers.
It's supposed to be unencumbered, but
Yeah, so I need you to
Can
re-roll
you roll
that.
again?
Yes.
yeah, you're not supposed. That's why you're supposed to have your own dice tray. Mine keeps hopping out, so I can't even say.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
What'd you
It was
get?
a 19.
19 already. What'd you get?
19.
19. Iselle, what'd you get?
I'm gonna 13.
13.
That's still...
I'm not gonna lie, it's better than
Better.
what hopped into. That was hilarious. That was...
Oh, thank god.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Look, and the bubble is perfectly under it, like a big. Look.
Only you would do
It just
Just
pop,
take it.
pop, right out the side.
I kind of want to punish you more for that one, but I don't think I'm going to.
It was out of the dice.
It did not stay in the tray.
No, not you. Her.
Oh,
Punish her more for that
oh,
one.
in initiative.
I
Oh.
Oh, that was stealth.
I think you
Right.
should.
Okay, punish me.
You're gonna lose your first
Daddy.
Punish me, Daddy.
and essentially, as you're moving in,
Dungeon Daddy.
Punish
Okay,
me,
let's not all
Dungeon
start
Daddy.
fine,
Fine.
you lose your first turn.
Okay.
It's Revenant's turn. Essentially, you all go walking into the room. RAE alerts all the zombies by stepping onto the shells and is so busy trying to pull them out of her boots. Revenant's like, oh fuck, and like steps forward. So it is your turn.
Okay. With my oh fuck, I'm just gonna go ahead and like nudge her out of the way. Okay, group myself into a 1, 2, 3, 50. I'm gonna go as close as I possibly can to the zombies.
Okay. Open that box.
Oh.
Oh.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the
What's in the
box?
fucking box?
I'm assuming you're about to cast Burning Hands.
Yes.
Look for the small orange triangle.
Well, orange triangle. That is how far Burning Hands works.
Yep.
These are fucking dope.
Aren't they?
Oh, by the way, that big one on top that doesn't fit in the box.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fireball.
Fireball.
Jesus fucking.
Exactly. I cast fireball in the room. Dick.
So one of the corners has to start at you.
I'm so sorry.
So
One of the corners has
basically
to
start
touch
one
you.
of the corners at you, and everything else goes out from there. Yep.
Okay.
So you can hit those three.
Yep.
Excuse me.
So they need to make dexterity saving throws.
Correct.
Okay. Your DC is what? 13.
13.
They rolled. Let's see. I mean,
And I'm
They
casting a second.
How dare you use the love
How
die?
dare you?
they will
He's
take
using the love die.
half damage.
Okay, casting at second level.
Okay. So that's 4d6.
46.
He loves his zombies better than us.
He loves that.
Oh!
Nice. You roll one more, yeah?
Yeah. I always gotta pull this up.
Make sure you pull them out before you roll the next one.
The other one's a 3, right? Yeah.
You got 15.
Yeah.
Okay. And I round up, so that should be 8 damage. Portal.
You rolled 8 total.
No, he
No,
rolled
I rolled
13.
15.
Oh, okay.
What
I
did
rolled
you
15.
roll?
It was
15.
15.
Yeah. Okay. Half.
Round
is
up
8.
half.
Gotcha. So that is
I got where you were going. I didn't know the numbers.
And then I now have engulfed myself in flames, so anytime I take a melee attack.
the attacker will take flame damage.
Correct.
Cool.
Woot!
However, I'll be using my bonus action. Actually, no, I won't. Never mind.
I know
I have to cancel that plan.
Each
So
player is a full set.
Conjure up burning hands. Hit them with the blast. How do they look?
On fire, but like they don't give a fuck
That checks out.
because they're zombies.
That actually checks out. I will use my bonus action to take my rapier and hit the closest zombie to me, which looks like the little fella that was dragging in the back.
The little fella.
Fucking loser.
Jana's losing her shit over you going punish me, Dungeon Daddy.
Sorry, Jen.
That's going on the shirt.
That's great.
Yes, that
Punish
should.
me,
That would
Dungeon
be so
Daddy.
good. I wonder if that's out there. I'm gonna Google
Put
it after
86
this.
on the back.
No,
Yeah.
you make it.
Oh, we should
We're gonna
make
make
jerseys like that. yeah.
Copyright. Copyright.
Copyright.
It's copyrighted.
My rapier is gonna be 17.
trademark
My
that
attack
shit
roll
tomorrow.
is
Yeah.
17.
Okay,
Cotton.
that will hit.
Fuck yeah, it will.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
That'll be a 3 total.
Alright. That's 3 piercing damage, correct?
3 piercing.
Okay. Anything else for you?
No, that's it.
Okay. As you stab that zombie, he's going to take a swing directly at you. That is a 10 versus your armor class.
Miss.
The other two nearest to you are also going to shamble their way over and take swings at you. One is a 20 versus your armor class and a 9. The 9, I assume, misses. The
Correct.
20 will hit. That is 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And these other two are going to move. Let's see, their movement is 20 feet. So that's
As a reaction, I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
15,
Or
20.
Hellish Rebuke.
5, 10, 15. It's going to end up. Put him here instead. Okay.
Point your finger at a... You point your finger at a creature that damages you is momentarily surrounded by hellish fire. The creature must take a dexterity saving throw. It takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed and half as much on a successful. And how much is the bludgeoning damage? I'm sorry.
It was 6 bludgeoning damage. It rolled a... What was it? Dexterity save? It rolled a 0.
A 0.
Because
Well,
it's a
two
negative.
as a minus two.
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
it will take full damage, which is what? 2d10?
2d10.
2d10s.
You better fuck him up. Fuck him up.
Fuck him up.
Yes.
No.
That'll be a 12 total.
Okay. That was one of these. That was this one, right? That was.
And right.
Which
I think
which
it was-
zombie?
It was this one.
The,
Because you said it. That one was
no,
closer to you.
that one, he missed.
Yeah,
he was a
missed.
miss. And it was...
It was one of those two. So
one
it
of
was
these
this
two.
one over
Oh.
here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So 12 fire damage.
It's hard when they all kind of go simultaneously.
Yeah,
A little bit.
No, but it's easier for combat too.
it's easier for me usually. Yeah.
That takes 12 damage.
Okay. And then, already one of them is going to attack you with a 15.
Fail.
Okay. So it just slashes out at you, and you just kind of quickly duck under it. Not even having to duck too much, as you were still kind of like fucking with the shells in your shoes, trying to pick them out so you can move a little more quietly in the future. So it just kind of swings over you. Do you have a
Do
question?
I get a reaction if it attacks at me?
Yeah. Do you have a reaction?
Opportunity attack?
That's only if it leaves melee range with
Okay.
you. Did you have a question?
I did just want to add for flavor. My hellish rebuke is. Am I saying that right?
Rebuke.
Rebuke. Thank you. My hellish rebuke is not a pointing of the finger, but it is giving the finger.
Okay. As you, fuck you, bud.
Yeah.
It just bursts into flame again, and you can smell him like just sizzling and charring, and you can see the flesh just begins, like what is left of the flesh on the zombie's body, begins to slough off and fall into the water and just sizzle and char until you see like skeleton, like his skull and gnashing teeth pointing out from behind it, but he still seems unfazed or unaware of the fact that it's being destroyed by the flames, and it just continues to gnash its teeth in your direction. That is it for the zombies. That's going to bring it to Izel.
I have a feeling you have to hit him in the head.
So I have a few questions. As he's casting like burning hands and stuff like that, can I like see into the room so I can like see where these zombies are positioned as he's doing that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I took damage from one of them.
You took 6
Yeah, which
bludgeoning
makes it,
damage?
which causes it to take how much damage?
1d4, I think.
Okay. It was the same one that got Hellish Rebuke also, so
Get fucked.
go ahead
Get
and roll
fucked,
another 1d4.
Good catch. Always want to give him as much health as possible.
Motherfucker.
In the tray. Ooh!
Yes.
That's a 4!
Get fucked, bud. That's 4
So
damage.
that's 16 total.
That's an extra. That's a double.
How much?
4.
And okay. All right. So this zombie is already a little bit, or mostly, on fire, and as it does damage to you, it takes extra fire damage from multiple sources, and it's just a flame, and its flesh is melting off, sizzling, charring. You can see it literally burning to a crisp before you, and it's reaching out at you, and then it suddenly just like comes to a halt, as it's just like charred, and it's looking more skeleton than zombie at this point, and it just kind of like stops as pieces of it are falling apart, and its eyes are like simmering and boiling and bursting away, and you just notice like any light or life or undeath left in its eyes goes dark for a
How's
second.
it smell?
For a second.
Way to go, Dominic.
And then a moment later, it reaches out at you once again. Not quite dead yet.
Okay, so
These things take a beating.
I can kind of see where these creatures are.
Yeah, everything is on fire now, basically, in this room. You can see just fine.
Okay, perfect. So I'm also, I'm gonna get my little Drake companion again as my action. He's gonna be fire, because fire seems to work best down here. And then I'm gonna ask him to bite the nearest zombie. So at this point, it's probably this guy. He's probably the nearest.
Yeah, and your Drake only has about 25 feet of movement speed, I believe.
Oh.
Also, I think I was misunderstanding your Drake's attacks, by
Yeah.
the way. I was interpreting the infused damage as your Drake's extra damage.
What do you? I don't know what you mean.
When I was giving him extra fire damage, that's the fire damage that's supposed to go to other people, not to him.
What do you mean? Fire damage go to other people?
So your Drake has the ability to infuse strikes. I was telling you to make an attack roll with him and give him his bite attack and fire damage. He's not supposed to get that extra fire damage. He's just supposed to get his bite attack.
It's just infused with fire.
Right.
But
Everybody else gets fire damage.
That gets
from
the
him.
extra fire damage.
Right.
Okay. We might have lost internet. I mean, I still have it because I'm connected.
You
to
know,
my
this
phone.
looks like it's playing also. Is the speaker on?
I can't tell.
I'll check in a second.
Okay, so I cast him and I tell him to go after the first zombie. So that would be this guy closest. So is that enough room? No.
Wasn't it this one?
5.
Oh, is that a zombie?
Oh, yeah, this is a zombie.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so
And
this
that is
guy
close
then.
enough.
Okay, so he just rolls.
So he still needs to make an attack roll.
So
Oh.
what are the hit points? 5 plus the ranger level? What does that mean?
He
That's
has
its
25.
HP.
Yeah, he has 25 hit points.
Okay. But he gets a +3 to attack.
Do I just have too many windows
No.
open? What's going on?
Oh.
Melee weapon attack
No.
is +3 plus.
He has a +5 to
quick.
hit.
I get that a lot.
Sure.
Wait, what?
I don't understand where these numbers come from. So he's a 15.
Rusty.
Fucking 15 will hit. So go ahead and roll damage for him. I'm looking on your actions page.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not actually on my actions page. I'm on my features and traits, but then I clicked on my Drake Companion.
So go back to actions and scroll down to where it says Drake Companion on actions,
Okay, hang
and it
on.
shows you his bite attack info.
Actions. Aha. Well, yeah, this is way more comprehensible than the other one. The other one has okay. So it's so 15 to hit. 1d6 plus 2. 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
But now that he's been summoned, anybody who does a weapon attack within 30 feet now gets that special fire damage in addition to the attack damage.
Okay. So 7 piercing damage, and anybody else gets an extra 1d6 fire damage.
Yes.
Anybody else within 30 feet. Gotcha.
Yeah, 30 feet. So right now, the little Drake companion, and I'm going to move Wolfie just to like mark that, is on this guy here. Well, I want to like lay him on top, but...
Yeah, me too. The companion.
No, I used to have a little... It's in the art box. Little dragon companion.
Mm. Oh, yeah. I think I probably have something small up there that would work as well. I just...
It's far away.
Yeah.
Now I know if I'm going
okay.
to use this more often to have it more handy
Yeah.
for visual purposes.
Is that it for you, or anything else?
Well, so that was my action to summon him, my bonus action to command him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will move... I don't think I can move further into the room. Can I move up next to... Is this RIE?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you can move.
If I move into the zombie's attack range... Is that gonna is he gonna have a
Only if you move back out of his attack
out?
range.
Okay, so we're just gonna move right here, closer.
Okay. Then that is going to make it RAE's turn.
Okay. With my rapier
Sorry, the internet sucks.
and
Yeah, it really does. I don't know what's going on with this fucking website.
I feel like the weather.
Maybe.
okay, with my rapier, sneak attack because Azelle is within 5 feet now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. What the fuck? We gotta just switch back to Cox.
12 total.
That'll hit.
So 1d8, 2d6, and the fire.
So you get 1d6 fire. Here's for fire.
Okay, so I'll do 3d6 and 1d8.
So the red is your fire damage.
So 9 piercing damage, 1 fire damage.
For a total of 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That was with your sneak attack as well?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Alright, 10 damage. Not bad. This was your rapier?
Yes.
Okay. Are you doing an offhand attack as well? Or no?
I will be, yeah.
Okay.
You also get fire damage to that too. Right? Anytime? Any weapon attack?
I believe so.
With any weapon attack. With a weapon attack. So yeah, you get the fire damage again too.
So go ahead and make your next attack roll. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the music
okay.
so that we don't just sit here in silence. I don't know what's going on.
It'll
The
be
voice.
with my spear.
So
Oh, do I have to roll? Okay.
It needs to
My
be...
attack roll first.
Yes.
hit. Yeah.
6.
That won't hit.
Okay.
Also, it needs to be a versatile or light weapon, which I don't think a spear is, so it would have to be a dagger
Oh,
or...
it's a versatile.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I guess
But
that...
I missed anyways.
But yes, that won't hit, unfortunately. So first attack straight through the zombie, and it just kind of stumbles even closer towards you as your rapier just goes deeper and deeper and completely through them. They seem to not notice pain at all, even though you do damage to them. It's like they can't even tell. And the weight of him pressing against you with your sword still in him makes it hard to bring your spear up for like a decent second attack. So as you try, you almost just can't even bring it up completely. Anything else for you?
The only thing I have left is movement.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna move up right here.
Okay. That zombie is going to take an opportunity attack against you for moving out of his range. That is going to be a 22 versus your armor class.
Hits.
Okay. And that is going to be 7 bludgeoning damage. As you're walking away, you pull your rapier out of it, and it just like slams both of its arms against you, trying to grab onto you. It doesn't manage to hold on to you, but it whacks you pretty hard. Rings your bell a little bit as you run away from it. Let's see here. That is going to bring it to Revenant.
Sorry. I'm hungry, I'm tired. Is it weird if I go heat up a meal right now?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast as an action False Life at level 1. It'll be 1d4 plus 4 temporary HP. Mm-hmm. That is only 5 HP,
Okay.
which is
That's
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5 HP.
Just trying
That
to
sounded
get
like
the same.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
It sounded like it.
Yeah.
And
That should work.
No.
No.
Switch back to Spotify. I'm just hoping it doesn't
Excuse
cause
me,
any
I'm so
copyright
sorry.
issues. Bless you.
as a bonus action, I will attack with my rapier.
Okay. Against which one? You got a couple of targets in front of you.
Closest one towards me. This is the same one that got hit with a shit ton of damage.
This is the one that got hit with a shit ton of damage.
That one. Then I'll hit him.
Okay.
How have you been doing me? Not well. That's a 5 total.
5 to hit.
Yeah, 5 to hit.
Okay, which will not be enough. It's just kind of like started to reform, and it almost looks like it's regaining some vitality. Excuse me. So as you lash out at it, it kind of quickly just shifts to the side, and your swing just misses completely. Action, bonus action, any movement?
No.
Okay. So that is going to make it the zombies' turns.
Zombie.
Okay.
See, it's so just me.
This 10 plus. Rev 13 versus your armor class misses, correct?
As a reaction, I'll cast shield. Or,
Okay.
yeah, shield.
Okay, that's another charge then. And a 22 versus your armor class RE.
Fail.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it though?
Does it though? Yes, it does.
A 22 versus your armor class?
6.
My armor class is 16.
Yeah,
22.
that hits.
22 hits. 22.
What did I say?
You said fail.
I failed.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I failed.
I'm the one attacking you.
Yeah. I failed.
Gotcha.
You succeeded.
Okay, that's going to be 5 bludgeoning damage then, as this very decrepit, burned up zombie that now looks more like a skeleton comes stumbling out of the water at you and just starts clawing at you, trying to pull itself up kind of like back onto the land, and just starts scratching at you and grabbing at you. That's 1, 2, 3. The one nearest to you, Izelle, is going to attack you. That's a 20 versus your armor class.
That's definitely gonna
And this other one is going to join him. That is a 10 versus your armor class. So only one of them is going to hit you for 2 bludgeoning damage. And it is going to be your turn, Izelle. Is this going to...
Oh,
Yep,
can check.
it is.
So,
That one.
Oh, that's delicious.
Is it?
the zombie right in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab him
It's
with
just
my
one.
+1 long sword as my action.
Okay.
Oh wait, did that zombie? One of them hit, one of them failed.
What'd you get?
I don't know.
Now
You rolled a nat 1?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, just eat the sandwich.
Alright, so you stab into him, and as you do so, lose grip on your sword. So the sword stabs into him, and it turns away from you and just rips the sword out of your hand. And it's now just walking around with your sword in it, and it just moves
You're so
away from you.
As my bonus action, I want to tell my Drake companion to go burn that motherfucking zombie.
Okay, so it's going to attack that zombie. Go ahead and make an attack roll with your Drake companion.
Okay, and attack. Wait. You said I look at him under attacks or under
Yeah, go to actions.
actions and then attack. Okay. That's an 11 total.
Okay, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Three total.
3 damage. Okay. You guys haven't been adding any of the fire damage either?
Well, he didn't do a weapon attack, so his didn't count. She did do the fire damage.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I miss.
Okay.
Was it a weapon?
I tried to attack with my rapier as my offhand.
Gotcha. Okay. So the Drake scurries over, leaps up, bites a chunk out of this zombie, tears it off, and then scurries back to you.
Yeah, and then it's Wolfie's turn. He's gonna bite the same thing.
Same zombie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he'll do the with the extra fire damage. Nat 20 for Wolfie.
Yes.
Alright.
And then he
Balances
gets a
everything
fire
to me.
damage to his.
Does the fire damage get doubled too?
You double all of the dice rolled.
We love that.
He did.
Yeah.
2d4.
What does it look like? 86 is good. It's
Um,
coming up.
2d4. And then he gets the fire. So 5. I double it and then add my modifier.
Yes.
Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12 piercing damage. And then fire damage is 5. And if you're doubling that, it's 10
22.
total.
Okay.
For Wolfie, with the
Damn,
assistance of the
Wolfie.
Say
drink
22.
companion.
Yeah.
God damn.
So once again, Wolfie goes charging forward with a mouth that is just billowing smoke. And you almost see ash begin to form around his lips as he leaps up and takes one charred bite right at the throat of this zombie. And he that one, correct. Yanks its head off, and it just begins to smolder in his mouth as its teeth are imbued with this elemental fire from your Drake companion. This zombie is in fact dead for real.
I would like... Can I retrieve my sword? Until my next turn, probably.
Let's see. Action, bonus action. Yeah, it's going to take you at least a bonus action to pull it out of his corpse.
Okay. I gotta wait for my next turn.
That's going to make it Arai's turn.
It's an important sword to
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus fire.
Plus fire. Okay. Which one is the one who looked like he was about to die and then didn't?
Left. Far left.
Directly in front of you, yep.
This guy?
Yep.
Alright, so... I will attack this one with... Oh wait, is he 10 feet away from me?
He's really wide.
5 feet.
He is?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll use my rapier, sneak attack as well. I feel like that's such a great advantage now that I know that I can do that. Yeah, so my rapier with the sneak attack, because an ally is within 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the fire for the Drake
the fire.
companion.
Jesus.
If... I'll just keep rolling with your little candy dice. It's been doing good for me. 17.
That'll hit.
Hey. Alright. 1d8 plus 3d6. One of them is the fire damage. Two fire damage. 9 piercing damage.
11 damage total.
Yes.
Let's see here. Okay. As you... This was either rapier?
Yes.
You said, correct?
Yes.
Imbued with flaming damage, so the tip ignites as you lash out with this attack without you having to do anything. It's just suddenly a wash in flame. You stab into the zombie, straight into the skull, and watch strike the eye, its lights go out, pull the blade back out, and its body begins to slump down into the water. And then a moment later, it pulls itself back up.
Alright, with my 2-weapon fighting.
We have to take their head off.
Yes. I'll use my spear. Spear fight. Oh,
You're gonna need the fire damage again
if I hit. Yes.
if you hit.
Good boy. 8.
That'll hit.
Good boy.
The zombie's pretty damaged.
Okay. 1d6 plus fire damage. Choose you. Six piercing, 5 fire, 11 total.
All right. This time again, It's got now one hollowed out eye. This is your spear.
Yes.
Same thing. The spear ignites with flame as soon as you go to attack, and there's one just big target left right in its head. You just shove your spear straight through the same hole, this time with force, just all the way through the back of the skull, and then yank it free. The zombie slumps dead into the water. You almost kind of lose sight of it in this murky, gross pool of... Who knows how long this water's been here. It is dead. You can...
Dead.
Not that
The
one.
one in
It
the
was
middle.
the one in the middle.
Sorry. Fucker.
Is that it for you?
That counted as my bonus action, so I can't use cunning action, right?
Correct.
I'll stay where I'm at. I'm already looking at this guy. I'll just stay where I'm at.
Okay. That is going to make it Revenant's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna shift over.
So it would go like this. Unless you angle it this way. I mean, you can angle it this way. The point needs to come from you. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to keep our A out of the.
Cool. Then yeah, you'll hit them both.
Okay.
I think it's...
So,
I love that!
can we tell the condition of the undead? We really can't because they're already.
The one in front of you is more skeleton than zombie now. You're starting to wonder, like, at what point does a zombie become a skeleton?
Yeah.
And what is it being animated by? Like, how are these bones even connected? There's no flesh left. What's holding them up? It looks like it should be dead already. Like, dead. The other one, on the other hand, has a lot more flesh left to it.
Okay, so I'll cast Burning Hands at level 1.
Okay.
Specifically. Dexterity saving throw at 13.
They fail.
Perfect.
Is that 3d6?
3d6.
Are you using a weapon?
Not yet.
Oh,
Spell attack.
no, I was just double checking.
11 total.
Alright. The one that is basically coming apart at the seams in front of you is finally blasted to smithereens. Just the force of the flame coming out of your hands right into its face just incinerates its skull. The rest of its torso, everything just like turns into ash right in front of you.
Perfect.
There's enough heat left behind to deal a significant amount of damage to the other one as well. A lot of its flesh catches on fire. What little bit of its clothing it was still wearing are caught in flames. And it's just like... And it's just, you can smell just burning rotten flesh. It is still upright.
With that, killing a creature with a spell of first level or higher, I regain HP to twice the spell's level, or 3 times its level if it belongs to the School of Necromancy.
That means you get 2 HP back.
Oh, I thought I was playing something really smart here.
2 is still.
I gain no benefit for killing the undead,
Oh.
so I gain nothing. You lose. You
Oh, it
get
specifically says doesn't do anything from the undead.
Yeah, for killing constructs or the undead.
So it seems like you're basically taking their life force, and because zombies are undead, there's no life
yeah.
force to.
No, spell vamp, if you will. Okay. All right. In that case, then I will move closer up to the last one of the last zombies.
Okay.
That one I just set a flame, and I will attack it with my rapier, which will give me that bonus damage from the fire.
Make your attack roll.
It's an 8 total.
Just enough.
That was
Yep.
okay.
It was.
Okay.
So your regular
thank
damage plus fire.
5 fire damage and 4 piercing damage.
9 total.
9 total.
All right.
Specifically aiming directly at the head.
This one does also die for real.
For real.
Fuck.
For really real.
For real.
Fuck you.
For realsies.
Join the pile, my man. Join the pile.
Yeah, he's on fire. He's just like shambling around. You run up and just rapier straight to the face, basically. And as you pull it back out, you see just eyes dark, slumps over, not making any sounds anymore. Dead.
His skin is just, the leftover bits of his rotting skin are sizzling.
Yeah. There is one healthy zombie left.
I forgot about that guy.
It is going to make an attack against you, Azelle.
Reaction?
If you have any.
No.
That is a 9 versus your armor class.
Yeah, that misses.
So it swings at you. These things are pretty ungainly, to be honest. It's just...
Please.
You easily just take a step back and it just airballs.
Already wrote that attack.
Okay.
So it is your turn.
It's right in front of me.
Yep.
I'm gonna, with my action, I'm gonna whack it with my quarterstaff.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
13 total.
That'll hit. Go ahead
And then
roll
that's
your
a
damage.
weapon, so I still get fire damage.
Correct.
So that's 5 regular, 1 damage, 1 fire, so 6 total.
Okay. 6 damage as you just crack this thing in the jaw. The head of your quarterstaff catches on flame, and the flame jumps to this creature as it begins to sizzle and char a little bit.
And as my bonus action, I would like to... oh, crap. I don't want to move out of melee range. I tell my Drake companion to bite this zombie as well.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
So +5, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a 12 total.
That'll hit. I believe it's 1d6 damage plus
Nothing.
2.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no fire damage.
Right, but it still has a plus 2.
6 total piercing damage.
Okay. And anything for Wolfie?
Wolfie is also going to attack and bite him. Nat 20, Wolfie! Whoop whoop!
Alright. Go ahead and roll damage. Don't forget to include the fire damage and double that as well.
Wolfie gets 2d4. 2d4 plus the d6. So 6, it's 3 doubled, so that's 6 plus 2 is 8, and then 1 fire damage.
Then you double the die.
Yeah, so 8 plus 2 is 10 total.
Okay. And that was a critical. So, what does it look like when Wolfie 86 is this thing?
That's fucking
Wolfie sees that we're attacking this thing, and goes and just like chomps its head, and as it bites down, the Drake's extra fire damage helps sear the rest of the head off, and Wolfie spits it off and throws it in the corner.
At this point, Wolfie looks and probably even feels like a hellhound as he just has smoke pouring out of his mouth, and his fangs are just like glowing red hot as they rip into the flesh at the neck, the base, the nape of the skull of this zombie. And you guys, it smells like barbecue as he's just chomping through this thing. And
Just
he
doesn't
rips
taste
the head
good.
off and just whips it off into the
What?
pool. And he turns and you can just see like steam and smoke and stuff pouring out of his mouth. Straight up looks like a devil dog.
And he goes,
For
"Ah!"
10 seconds. With that,
Jesus Christ, wasn't that a bit much?
the zombies are defeated.
Way to go, Wolfie! Nat 20s.
They take so much damage. Good lord.
It's that extra fire that helps.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my temporary 5 HP away. I think it only lasts like an hour.
Fire. We killed all the zombies.
Wolfie bit off the last one's head.
Wolfie got a nat 20 again. So now you just hear sounds of wind and water swooshing.
Yeah, where's the... There's like a particular sound I want to play.
How you feeling, Revenant? Did you get hurt?
Don't I always?
You're so squishy.
You calling me fat?
No. Just feel like I could squish you.
I'm not making a comment on that.
With that, calm and quiet settles into the room again. All of the zombies are defeated, dead, desecrated.
I collect my long sword out of the zombie's body.
With that, as you yank it out of its corpse, and it's just covered in ichor and gore.
And I look at
Black
Revenant.
blood.
This is my favorite sword.
If you want to use my scarf to wipe off the blood, you're more than welcome.
That's my blood. You can't have it. I
There
wipe
is
it on
also
my pants.
a pool of water right in front of you.
No, I wipe it on my pants.
Okay.
The blood from your scarf is supposed to be for your kills. This is mine.
All of mine are in ashes. I'm supposed to wipe.
These are
I
great.
roll it
notes.
in ashes.
It's slightly less red now.
Did we already end?
Yeah, that was the end of combat.
Wolfie killed the last one.
Did we end?
The session?
Session?
Not yet. We are very close to ending. We have not ended yet.
I dive into the water.
Make an investigation check.
Oh no.
Investigation.
Uh-huh. Or perception, either one.
I'll stick with investigation.
It's not a very deep pool, so as you dive in, you find yourself bumping into and scraping along the bottom a lot sooner and faster than you thought you would. It does go on about 20, 30 feet or so, but it's not very deep. It's only about 6, 7 feet deep at its deepest. Maybe at its very deepest depth, maybe 8 or 10 feet. As you get down to that farthest end, you find that not only is it littered with a lot of those shell-like remains that you saw up on the surface, but there's also actually what appears to be lost armor, weapons, and bodies down here. One in particular stands out. A skeleton. Appears to be the remains of a human in kind of fine-looking robes. Someone you gathered would probably have been like a magic user, a mage or a wizard of some sort. You can see visibly on its hands are 2 platinum rings. And in one of them, it is clutching what looks to be a wand.
the robe, the 2 rings, and the wand.
Okay. And you resurface.
Yes, the rings are in my pocket.
Okay.
So I resurface to the other end with the wet ass robe and the wand. Just like this. But I walk out like really slowly. Very.
Look what I bought.
Soaking wet in an
Soaking
old,
wet.
tattered, soggy, deep purple robe, holding a wand high above her head as she comes out of the water, covered in floating zombie guts.
Does the robe have any insignias or anything to correlate to a group? It's
Nothing
just
you
a
can tell.
purple robe and that's
Yeah.
it?
And we will end there for the evening.
Well, as much as I'd like to stick around longer as usual, I'll be back at work at 6. So,
I know, it's getting late. It is getting mighty late. Thank you for joining us. Hope you all had fun.
Thanks for enjoying our side jokes.
Yeah. And our weirdness.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Dear.
I don't know if she caught the Taco Bell conversation, but
Oh. Go to Taco
It's
Bell.
not worth it.
Dana, next week I want to hear your favorite Taco Bell meal, alright? Alright, I think that's all for us for tonight. Have a great time. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.
GG's WP.